Milwaukee Power Tools, buy one, get one free, including the brushless drill and impact driver kit. And a steal of a deal on an Ace gift card. Free $10 gift card when you buy a $50 gift card.
Hi, this is Jim Mahoney with Link Technologies. If you are a business or a nonprofit organization wondering how to navigate today's technologies landscape, let Link Technologies' talented staff work with you to develop a technology plan custom to your specific needs. We bring 27 years of experience helping businesses and nonprofit organizations just like yours achieve their technology goals. Contact us today and see how the right balance between cloud and on-premise resources can best work for you.
Detours driving you bonkers? Ideal Party Store's got your back with a Detour discount. While the Lafayette Bridge is closed, enjoy 10% off select craft beer 6-packs and 10% off 4 bottles of select wine, 750 milliliters or more, with 2 great locations, 908 North Johnson on the east side and 401 Salzburg on the west side. Ideal Party Store makes every detour worth it. Serving Bay City since 1934, we're here to make you the life of the party.
Scrolling? Make it count. Want local sports content that actually matters?
Yeah.
100.9 The Mitt is loaded with local highlights, viral plays, breaking sports news, and takes you can't get enough of.
It's hot!
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube today, and you'll never be out of the loop on the Lions, Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Michigan, Michigan State, and even the biggest stories in high school sports in the Great Lakes Bay region. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning, Bay City, Saginaw, Midland. Michigan sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. And now we've got a show dedicated to die-hard sports fans like you. Hosted by a guy who's borderline obsessed with the wins and losses of all your favorite teams.
He's crazy.
Every weekday morning from 9 to noon, Ben Bosscher brings you the talk that matters. The teams, the stories, and the players you care about most. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
Remember that.
Hello. Good morning. Happy Friday to everybody out there on 100.9 The Minute, live on YouTube as well. Boy, do we have a good show planned out for you guys today. A lot of Detroit Lions conversations to get to. I don't necessarily care how they win. I'll explain a little bit more a little bit later on. I got a conspiracy theory regarding one of the injuries that's been floating around for this Lions team all season long. A lot of good stuff to get to, including I think there's a real chance that when January 1st rolls around, the other team that's winning down in Detroit right now, the Pistons, have this outstanding, incredible record when you start looking at the schedule. We'll get into all of it. I do want to start out with this, though. I'm watching Thursday Night Football last night, and Davis Mills comes in and kicks Josh Allen's butt. Not really, but he ends up picking up the win, makes less mistakes than Josh Allen, and when the Texans' backs were against the wall and they needed to pick up win, their backup quarterback got them a win. In fact, I actually updated Ben's betting book last night, and I promise you, I'm going to land the ship here eventually. But the latest rule in Ben's betting book is Are you allowed to bet on a backup quarterback? Here's the checklist. Are they at home? Has the starter been suspect as of late? Are they on primetime? Can you trust their defense? If the answer to all four is yes, it's an astonishing do in fact bet on this quarterback. Examples, 2025 Davis Mills for CJ Stroud, 2025 Mac Jones for Brock Purdy, 2025 Jacoby Brissett for Kyler Murray. Now, how does that have anything to do with the Lions? Well, CJ Stroud, once upon a time, after his rookie season, we deemed a top 5 quarterback, someone who elevated the offense, someone we expected to be in the postseason every single year. And now you look at that team, and it's 1,000% defensive-oriented. I don't know if it mattered whether or not CJ Stroud was playing in that game. They probably win in the exact same way. Defense makes some plays late in the game, and they win a close one. Because the Texans' offense has not looked very good this season. And it got me wondering, well, maybe CJ Stroud's a little bit, not a system quarterback, but a guy that isn't necessarily elevating his offense the way that we once thought he was. Then I started applying that to Jared Goff. Is Jared Goff elevating the Lions' offense, or is he is he a product of the system? Jared Goff, I would have said last year, Goff was elevating the offense, going all the way back to week 1. You look at that Rams game, they get into overtime, Lions win the coin toss, march down the field, 8-play drive, get into the end zone, and that was just the story of the season. They were juggernauts from that point forward. Every time we needed Goff to step up, he was able to do it and deliver these epic drives, whether it was before the half or to close the game. The 2-minute drills that mattered the most, he always came through with. Every single time, whether they were outdoors, indoors, bad weather, good weather, Goff was someone you could rely on last season. And I was sitting here arguing, look at his numbers, top 5 quarterback. There's no other quarterback in the NFL that's able to do what he does when it comes to, the timing of the plays, the construction of it, quarterbacking the team. Now, a year later, I can't use all those same arguments. Right? I know that completion percentage is very high and the touchdown passes are amongst the top of the league, but against the really good defenses that the Lions have played, i.e. the Packers, Kansas City, and then the Eagles on Sunday, the offense has been mediocre. Not only has he not elevated the offense, he struggled to even operate it. And I just got me thinking a little bit, okay, where are we with Jared Goff? Is this guy an elevator of the offense, or is he a beneficiary to a good system, a lot of great weapons, and what was once upon a time a really good offensive line, now just a really good scheme and a great coaching staff that you can trust? But I just don't think I can defend him the same way that I did last season. I don't think he's gotten worse, but he certainly hasn't stayed the same. Like he certainly hasn't gotten better from last year. You know what I'm saying? Kyle's back with us today.
Hey, guys. Excited to be back today. Yeah, I mean, to your point about comparing it to last season, I mean, we've been doing a lot of that. There's been a lot of comparison with this Lions offense compared to last year because of how exciting it was, and this season things have clearly just not been the same. There's a common denominator there. Frank Ragnow and the interior of this offensive line is just much worse, and I really do think that plays into it. But Jared Goff has never been like the star of this offense. That's never really been anything the Lions fans have talked about. It's always been the playmakers on this offense that have been the reason why they were so good. And Jared Goff was just the guy that got them the football. Like, he was so good, and to your point, I guess that is elevating this offense because he didn't really turn the ball over. He made smart decisions, got rid of the football, and got it to his guys to make plays. And he's still doing that. He's not like turning the ball over at an extremely high clip or anything, but it has been much more of a struggle this year to get the ball to those big-time playmakers. Even the last couple of games with Amon-Ra St. Brown, like, you look at the start that he had this season, it's been just a little bit slower for him as of late. That connection has seemed to be a little bit off, and that's probably due to a lot of the pressure that Goff is dealing with inside. But whether or not he's elevating this offense, I mean, to that question, I think it just comes down to the reason that this question is even in question, and it's because of that interior of the offensive line.
We've always kind of known this with Goff, though, right? You need to have a good system around him, and the fact that the system got slightly worse. I mean, you go from the best offensive line in football to an average, good offensive line, a good to average offensive line in the NFL. Like, I guess that's more of just one thing goes wrong, but you still have all the best weapons that you could possibly ask for in the 2 running backs, the 2 receivers, and then Laporta, who's obviously out right now. But it feels like there's been a pretty big detriment hit to this offense. And like if you would have said last year, hey, the offensive line, huge step back, Frank Ragnow taking a step back or bringing him out of the picture, like what's going to happen to the offense? I tell you, the run game struggled, but Jared Goff was so good last year that I would have said, I think they're going to hold up fine on offense. That hasn't really been the case this year, unfortunately. Every time that they've needed him to come through, it feels like it's like, but remember, I have to have everything perfect. And now that it's not perfect, I think we're seeing some of Jared Goff's flaws a little bit more bright.
Yeah, it's a good point because his ability to elevate this offense has almost been taken away. And kind of bring it back to what you started this segment with, like, it does make you wonder. Obviously, it's not going to happen. It's not going to change anything for the Lions. But remember last year, we'd always talked about, like, man, if Jared Goff goes down, Lions season's done. Like, and most teams can say that with their starting quarterbacks. And it just makes you think, like, would the Lions season be done? Like, is Goff really, truly elevating? Like, obviously, he's much better than a Kyle Allen or any backup you could bring in there. But it just does make you wonder a little bit, like, how much different would it be? You know, that's what you got thinking about here.
Well, that's kind of what got the ball rolling last night was Davis Mills is kind of just doing C.J. Stroud's job right now, and the offense for the Texans doesn't look a whole lot different. I mean, we thought C.J. Stroud, right after his rookie season, like top 5 quarterback, one of the best guys in the league, and the backup's doing his job just as fine as he is. I'm not saying bring in the backup. I'm not saying Kyle Allen's here to save the line. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just wondering, is this an offense that's averaging still like a top 10 offense, 24 points a game? Is this one that's because of Jared Goff or because of everything else? And last year I would have said it's both. Like Goff has been phenomenal this season with what he's been given and has made a lot of guys better. This season, I think it's just the guys that are around him in the scheme. I don't think he's making anybody around him better. And that's a little bit concerning because not everything is perfect anymore.
Right, and the scheme itself is not benefiting Jared Goff like it was a year ago.
Correct. And that's mostly because of the offensive line taking a step back. I don't think any of those things will be an issue this Sunday against the Giants. This is a pretty awful Giants team. It's a chance to kind of correct yourself in a lot of different ways, specifically on the ground. This Giants team is one of the worst run defenses in the NFL. They cannot stop the run. So this is a chance to kind of inflate the stats a little bit, gain some confidence, get Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery both going on the ground. Could be one of those games where they both score a touchdown and they flash the graphic up that they're the best running back duo ever, and there's only been so many running back duos that have this many touchdowns for guys in the same game. I think it could be one of those games. There's a couple things they have to avoid. We'll get to some of the keys of the game later on. We'll do our SGP a little bit later on in the show as well. I do have a conspiracy theory regarding one of these Detroit Lions injuries that has been lingering for just a little bit too long. You might know who I'm talking about. I'll tell you who it is next when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. The 9 o'clock hour, as always, is brought to you by Iron Stack Technologies. Strong businesses, well, they need strong tech, and that's where Iron Stack comes in. Locally owned in Midland, they keep your IT rock solid from cybersecurity to cloud services and everything in between. Think of them as like an invisible backbone, no capes, just smarter solutions. Whether you're a small shop, growing company, Iron Stack makes sure your tech doesn't crumble under pressure. Iron Stack Technologies, strong, steady, and built to keep you moving forward. This is the Ben Bosscher Show here on 100.9 The Minute. We're live on YouTube as well. I've loved seeing those numbers go up the last couple of days. So if you haven't liked and subscribed on that end yet, we'd appreciate it here at 100.9 The Minute. All right, we'll get to a couple more things when we come back. Here until noon, got to preview this Lions versus Giants game. I told you guys earlier, I don't care how they win this one. I really don't. They just got to pick up a win and start focusing on Green Bay. That conspiracy theory, when we come back, this is the Ben Bosscher Show here on The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt. Is your business protected, connected, and running at full speed? At Iron Stack Technology, they provide rock-solid IT solutions, cybersecurity, and support tailored for small and mid-sized businesses. From managed services to cloud migration and 24/7 monitoring, they've got your back so you can focus on what matters most, growing your business. Visit IronStackTechnology.com today and build your IT on a foundation of strength. Iron Stack Technology, IT that works as hard as you do.
Broken appliance? Don't panic. Call Mr. Appliance. With a 4.9-star Google rating, our expert service professionals deliver speedy service with a 1-year done-right promise, so you can count on long-lasting repairs. We treat your home or business with care, no mess, and no trace left behind. Ask about our appliance wellness program to keep things running smoothly year-round. Visit us online at MrAppliance.com for easy online scheduling and local contact information. Mr. Appliance, speedy, trusted, guaranteed.
Is the air in your home dry? Are allergies bothering you? Tired of itchy skin and static everywhere? We have your answer. Answer Heating and Cooling can install a whole home humidifier that keeps your air balanced, your skin comfortable, and your family breathing easier all winter long. Say goodbye to static shocks and hello to comfort. Call Answer Heating and Cooling today or visit AnswerSOS.com. Answer Heating and Cooling, the home of simply outstanding service.
At Scott Family Dental, we treat every patient like family because it's in our name. Our office culture is built on trust, comfort, and care, just like you'd want for your own loved ones. We don't sign contracts with insurance companies, so we can offer the highest quality dental care without compromise. That means your treatment is based on what's best for you, not an insurance plan. Scott Family Dental, compassionate care, lasting smiles.
Visit scottfamdental.com to schedule today.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic?
Yeah.
We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt. For the turkey, Thanksgiving is known by another name.
Come with me if you want to live.
Judgment Day.
If something moves, you kill it.
We literally murder every fat one. We take all the ones that aren't lean and athletic, and we eat them.
That was delicious.
So I'm sure it's a wonderful holiday for you, but it's quite possibly the most horrifying thing ever. For some poor turkey. But hey, happy Thanksgiving. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, 989-837-6125. Welcome back in to the Ben Bosscher Show. I've got a conspiracy theory for you, Kyle. As someone with chronic knee pain at the ripe age of 23 years old.
Right.
That just won't go away. I've accepted that. I feel like I can relate to Kerby Joseph a little bit here.
Anyone who is older than you right now is probably just fuming listening to you talk about this.
That's fine. I feel like I'm at the point now that we're 5 weeks removed from Kerby Joseph's last game, and there's a bye week in there as well. And, you got to be careful with the injuries. This is all conspiracy, no actual evidence that any of this is true. I feel like with Kerby Joseph, if it's anything like what my knee goes through, this is something that's just not going to get better until the offseason when he has to get a cleanup surgery. Again, I don't know that it's speculation, but this just feels like something that probably needs surgery to get cleaned up. Like one of those, hey, we're just going to go in and fix a few things right when the season ends. And they know when he rolls back out there, it's going to get worse. And it's only a matter of time before it gets worse. And when they tried to rush him back against Kansas City, he looked awful. Was not himself. Missed 4 tackles. Never done that before in his career. So now they're kind of at a point where it's like, how long do we keep him on the shelf for? Because we know when we bring him back, it's inevitably going to get worse. What's the correct point to bring him back, get him ready for playoffs? We know he's going to be fighting through it. Because if there was a real timeline, we'd have it by now, right? He didn't go on IR, but now he's missed over 4 weeks, so he probably should have gone on IR, but they didn't know. I just think that this has gotten to a point where it's like he's just shelved until we absolutely need him. And you could argue, hey, next Thursday, the next must-win game, the second must-win game of the season, against the Packers is when we officially are going to need Kerby Joseph. I would probably agree with that. The issue is he still has not practiced. And if he's not even practicing yet and has been out for a month, I don't think he gets to, hey, you're practicing Monday, Tuesday, probably without pads on the short week, and then you're just playing on Thursday in the biggest game of the year. That doesn't seem like enough time to get your body ready to go for an NFL game. So now I think we're at a point where it's like, I don't know when Kerby Joseph's coming back. This knee thing has bothered him since training camp. It feels like this just isn't going to go away ever. And they're just basically waiting as long as possible because they know once he goes on the field, it's only going to get worse. That's my Kerby Joseph conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I think what kind of backs it a little bit, too, is that there hasn't even been any indication that Kerby Joseph is returning anytime soon.
Not even a practice.
Right. He hasn't practiced in weeks. And every time that you kind of search something about Kerby Joseph, any of these writers that are putting anything out, it's just the same. It's Kerby Joseph is still recovering from his knee injury, has yet to practice. Like and we saw it out on the field, obviously in that game against Kansas City. It was a nasty knee injury on the side. Like, it looked like he was really in a ton of pain. And then he comes back into the game, and we were like, oh, that's kind of weird. We knew that we'd figure miss at least one game after that because of how kind of bad that injury looked. Obviously, it's turned into something much bigger. But like you said, I mean, they obviously need him to come back. They need him, obviously, in any game that they can get, but for sure in the one against Green Bay. You probably can escape through against the Giants without him. They've gotten through a lot of these games and picked up wins without him. But the playmaking that Kerby Joseph brings defensively is something that can elevate this offense at any given time, right? Like, that's the biggest issue with the Lions team right now is the offense just continuously getting some momentum going. A lot of that can get created off of the defense, and Kerby Joseph is the number one playmaker on this team. So he's needed for multiple different reasons right now for Detroit, especially in that Thanksgiving game.
Yeah, the defense has held up fine without Kerby Joseph, but you're right. Like, those plays that he makes are the plays that flip the game.
Yeah, the game-changing plays, absolutely. And like you said, like, the defense has been awesome without him. It's not like the defensive unit needs Kerby Joseph out there to make plays because they don't. Like, they've been great without him. But they haven't been a team that's been forcing a ton of turnovers, right, and flipping field position and doing stuff like that. Not saying it's a bad thing that they're not, but they're probably not because they're without Kerby Joseph, right?
Yeah. The guy who's led the league in picks since he's gotten to the NFL. This is going to be we thought he was going to break the record for most interceptions through the first 5 seasons. That looks like an uphill battle at this point because like I agreed with you, and I kind of in my mind when I first started crafting this topic was like, well, he probably isn't going to play this week against the Giants. You don't need him, but next week's kind of the must win, so let's bring him back then. If he hasn't practiced yet, I have a really hard time thinking that he's going to play 6 days from now.
Right.
That's where I'm starting to be like, okay, is this guy just like shelved until week 17, play him a couple games in the regular season, and then he's back for the playoffs? Like, because again, he has the knee injury that's nagging during camp. He plays through it. Then they bring him out and pull him in, what was that, week 4? Then he comes back against Kansas City, and he looks terrible, and then he's been out ever since. And then he left the Kansas City game and came back in the middle of it with like the same knee injury. It looked gross, like you said, comes back in the game, which makes me think like this is not an ACL tear or partial tear or anything that's threatening to like take him out. This isn't like a big picture issue. This is a nagging thing that's not going away.
That probably needs some sort of procedure done for it to go away, right?
Right, which is why they're just waiting as long as possible to bring him back. Again, total conspiracy theory, but I kind of feel like there's just enough evidence that, like, yeah, this is kind of what it is. If you read between the lines, this is kind of what it is, right?
Yeah, I think so, especially just with the amount of injuries this team has already had in the secondary. You could see the vision of Detroit kind of being like, I understand we need Kerby Joseph out there as much as possible, but we need him out there more at the end of the year and in the playoffs than we do in the middle of the season, you know? And so you kind of understand that perspective with everybody that's been hurt and what's happened to this secondary the last couple of years. No matter what, no matter how much depth they bring in the offseason, it feels like they get into round 1 of the playoffs and some guy you never heard of is out there.
Why do you think that is? Because I have a lot of friends that have a lot of different theories on that. including like
the trainers are bad or something.
Which I think that's the worst
They
theory
go
I
too
hear.
hard in practice, stuff like that.
That actually has more life to it than the trainers. Anyone who's questioning the trainers, I think that's a little egregious.
Because they have like bad trainers, the guys get hurt more. That doesn't really make sense.
I think if there's anything, because at this point you said it yourself, like this is 3 years in a row where it's just like the secondary gets botched.
Yeah.
I think it's almost their play style and their defensive scheme where they're asking so much out of man coverage, being aggressive, pressing, and maybe that's a little bit physically exhausting compared to like a Fangio four high safeties look, like when you're basically just not letting anything deep. That's a little bit easier on the body. That's my only guess as to why there's so many injuries on the defensive side of things. It's like we just ask our secondary to do a lot.
That could be part of it, and also like you can even dumb it down a little bit more. Like look at any team in the league. Every team at some point in the season deals with a position group being majorly decimated by injury.
Right.
The Lions just unfortunately have dealt with that in their secondary late in the season by the playoffs the last couple of years. So it's unfortunate that that's happened the same exact way. But, I mean, we talked about it with Minnesota for the entire first half of the year. Their offensive line was just killed. I mean, they had 3 or 4 starters out for several games. Like, this happens with all these teams. So Tampa Bay's wide receivers been out all year. Like, it's just something that happens with all these different teams. Obviously, I think you're right with the play style of the Lions secondary. Like, that could play into the injury stuff a little bit. But nonetheless, getting back to Kerby Joseph, I don't want to say it's starting to become concerning because it probably already did start to become concerning like 2 weeks ago.
It was concerning in camp.
Right. It's just because it's just lingered on, and there hasn't been an update. And that's the stuff and you and I talked about this yesterday, actually. Dan Campbell is pretty cut and dry about the injury stuff. Like, he doesn't like to hide anything.
No.
And so the way that he's wording every time he gets asked about this Kerby stuff, not really giving like any.
He just says getting better.
Right.
That's what he says every single time. It's getting better.
And that's a little bit concerning because that's the type of stuff he says about Josh Pascal and Levi Onwuzurike, these guys that have continuously dealt with season-ending long-term injuries. So he's usually pretty open about the injury stuff, and the fact that he's just being all low-key about the Kerby stuff, I don't love.
He had some really scary quotes about Sam Laporta earlier this week when he basically said, like, yeah, minimum 4 weeks because we put him on IR. We don't exactly know the timeline. Hopefully he's back this year. It's like, wait, what? Say that again. What'd you say? That was super. I didn't like that at all. And then you read more into it, and it's like he played totally fine on Sunday, and then by the time Wednesday rolls around, it's like he's on IR with a back injury. It's like, wait, what actually happened here? I guess he didn't practice for a few days because of a back thing, and then on Saturday morning they put him on IR. It's like, what on earth happened here? Because the back stuff's what's kept out Levi and Pascal over the past couple of years. It's like I don't like the sound of that whatsoever.
The one thing
I don't know
say,
if it's a guarantee he's back.
Right. That's the part that made me really nervous because putting him on IR felt like more of a strategic thing than anything because the way that the Lions' schedule works out, the next 4 games, there's 2 Thursday games in there. So, like, technically, Laporta would be able to return following that Cowboys game, which is the second Thursday game in a row. So he would have an extra 3 days even added to get back as they play on Sunday that following week. So 10 days later. So it felt more of a strategy thing. Like, okay, he's going to actually have more time than the actual IR window to get healthy. But that quote doesn't make you feel any better that he's just going to return in that game against Los Angeles.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about, Dan? That was super, super concerning. The Joseph one, I have all the confidence in the world he's coming back. Like, I would be floored if any point he was like, yeah, he's not going to return.
It'd be too long. If he was like out for the year, they would have taken care of it 2 or 3 weeks ago. Correct. And it would have been they would have announced it then. He's getting surgery. Like they've waited too long for it to be an end of season thing now.
I'm with you, but it's been 5 weeks. Odd. You would have known if they would have known he was out 5 weeks, they would have put him on IR too. If they thought he'd be back within the next 3 weeks, they'd probably just put him on they wouldn't put him on IR. So every week that goes by, you think he's probably going to play. He's probably going to play. It's more likely to play. But I don't know, man. I have no idea when Kerby Joseph's going to be back.
Yerby.
But I feel like this is just a chronic knee thing.
You see, he had his birthday last week.
Superb Kerb had his birthday? I did not see this.
Big 2-5 for Kerby last Friday.
He's disqualified from the under 25 list?
Yes, he is. Unless we're doing 25 and under, then we can weasel around it a little bit.
Fair enough. Yeah. I've been dealing with knee issues too, Kerby. I get it, man.
Yeah, what's up with that, man? Like you keep kind of bringing that up. What kind of knee issues you've been dealing with?
Chronic.
Oh, the chronic ones. Yeah.
I don't know. I
that.
know in my brain I need to stop playing basketball, but Fives League starts next week. It's getting worse. You can't even
You just might have to start getting to the point where, this is no offense to the older demographic than us, but every older guy you see playing hoops has like 3 or 4 braces on.
I've got the knee brace.
Yeah, double knee brace, double ankle brace. Like you kind of just at some point have to migrate to that.
Yeah, that's the short-term fix. I'm afraid of whatever the long-term fix is. This is
we can't get Ben with surgery, man.
No. I don't know what's going on, but it's not been great. All right, 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show, live right here on 100.9 The Mitt. As always, brought to you by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Protect your home with the experts named Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Leaky roof, storm damage, siding looking a little tired. Bresky has you covered. Locally owned, trusted, and dedicated to keeping Midland area homes safe and looking sharp. Quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and service that puts your family first. Don't wait for the next storm. Call Bresky Siding and Building Repair today and keep your home strong for years to come.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Ugh, the outside of my house needs a total makeover. The siding is faded, the gutters are falling off, and the roof is leaking.
What is that falling from the sky?
Super Bresky!
Who are you?
Super Bresky!
Excuse me?
I'm here to tell you, Bresky Siding and Building Repair can fix your house in no time. All you have to do is call my dad, and your house will look as good as new.
Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today.
I'm Sarah Stockford, host of 100.9 The Mitt Success Suite, a podcast highlighting the most inspiring female leaders across the Great Lakes Bay region. This month, we spoke with Sharon Mortensen, President and CEO of the Midland Area Community Foundation.
Well, a couple things I'll mention. One I'm really proud of is the work we've done on post-secondary education, because when we think about what really transforms an individual's life, it's education. Mm-hmm. That makes such a difference in the ability to be able to have a livable wage, to be able to contribute to your community, to be able to give back. So the work that we've done in the post-secondary space, because we give out a lot of scholarships, but when I got there, I went, it seems like we're just a processor of scholarships. I want to be a promoter of education.
Yeah. Listen to the full episode on YouTube at 100.9 The Mitt. Subscribe and hit the notification button to be alerted when new episodes drop. That's Success Suite with Sarah Stockford.
It is the Scholar Athlete of the Month, proudly presented by Fisher Companies here on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. This month's recipient is Braden Schwartzkampf from Calvary Baptist Academy. With a 3.7 GPA, Braden is a two-sport athlete playing basketball and soccer. He owns a lawn business. He's in the choir, mock election, and wants to be a teacher for his career. Braden gained experience with Teachers for Tomorrow.
I started to teach math and tutor kids in that class who were struggling. And then for grammar, I just went around doing spell checks, and I think I taught the class 4 or 5 times. I really enjoyed being able to help the kids out and just impact their life in a way. It was a really cool experience.
Next fall, Braden will continue his academic and athletic career studying and playing basketball at Spring Harbor College. To hear the full interview and nominate a local athlete for our scholarship program, visit 1009themitt.com.
Hey, did you guys catch anything yet?
Not a thing.
Bummer, neither have we. I'm actually just about to head into town. I'm going to go into Higher Standards Automotive. They got this award-winning service department with amazing technicians and this large parts department in case I want to fix it myself. They got the part there.
Whatever.
No, I'm serious, man. It's out there.
Yeah, just like when you tried to convince me Bigfoot was real.
Ray?
Bigfoot's behind me, isn't he?
Yeah, we got it. Run! Get out! Stop into Higher Standards Automotive, North Eastman Road in Midland, right past the mall.
Transform your outdoor space with Maple Hill Nursery. Whether you're a gardening enthusiast or just looking to relax in style, they have everything you need. From premium polywood furniture that never needs painting to top quality plants and trees, Maple Hill Nursery has it all. Plus, they offer free setup and delivery on in-stock barbecue grills. Visit them today just north of Midland Mall or check out their website for pro tips and expert advice. Maple Hill Nursery, making your yard the place to be.
Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, Kyle, take it away. It's that time of the day. Hit us with the news.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
Yep, it's time for the news. It is indeed time for the news. Last night, Thursday Night Football was going on. Let's take a peek at what happened in it. Just kidding. We first have to look at the community calendar. As always, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. It's a busy weekend in Midland this weekend, Ben. The Midland Santa Holiday Parade is going on tomorrow morning. Afterwards, the Downtown Business Association presents the Cocoa Crawl, where everyone is putting out their different hot chocolates. You can try them out. So a lot going on tomorrow here in Midland if you are in the holiday spirit. We've already discussed that.
Nope,
it's
not yet.
A little early for holiday stuff. That's just my opinion. But
after Thanksgiving is when the tree comes up.
I'm all in. I'm all in on Christmas stuff post-Thanksgiving. But if you are a pre-Thanksgiving holiday person, go hang out in downtown Midland this weekend.
And I'm actually in on Christmas lasting a little bit longer, like keeping the tree up through the new year.
Right, I'm with you. Like the week between Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah, keep the tree up.
It's still kind of Christmas, you know? Once New Year's is over, then it's like, okay, now we've reached the most depressing time ever for 2 months.
No, January 2nd or whatever day you have to go back to work is the worst day of the year.
No, that's my big take. I think I said that last year, actually. Like, yeah, the Monday after New Year's is over is the worst day of the year.
Yes, for sure.
Because you have nothing to look forward to for holiday-wise and just, like, things you can kind of plan out until what? Like March?
Yeah, there's some
April?
spring breaks
just till
in March.
Spring, just till spring, essentially. Like,
yeah,
that blows. Yeah, okay. Anyways, let's talk about sports now. Thursday Night Football last night, the Texans, as Ben talked about in the open, led by Davis Mills, beat the Bills 23-19 behind an awesome defensive performance. Houston gets to Josh Allen 8 times. 8 sacks they had. They also had 2 picks. One of them was a game sealer to get a huge win. They advanced to 6-5.
Back against the wall, fighting for their playoff hopes to stay alive. They come out on top. I think, do you see some of the stuff with Josh Allen and his unsuccess or his lack of success against the Texans? He's I think he's lost his last 6 games in Houston.
Really?
He does not beat this Texans team all that often. Everyone says Kansas City's the kryptonite.
But they almost had that crazy comeback though with that 4th and 27 hook and ladder play.
Wild.
Man, that was one of the best plays of the year. I mean, that was executed to perfection.
Yeah, that was really good. Some of the Josh Allen stuff was, I mean, he was being a superhero in half of those half the plays last night. But there was just as many plays, and I feel like this year more than the last few, Josh Allen's tried to put the team on his back in ways that it's like, all right, man, you're kind of just being irresponsible with the football. Like,
right.
Took a massive, massive sack on 3rd down where they lost a ton of yards. Some of that stuff's been a little bit more frequent.
That is
you
kind
saw
of
the
his
interceptions.
whole thing, though, right? Like
he eliminated the stupid plays last year.
Yeah,
That's
you're
why
right.
he won MVP.
You're right. It's a good point.
And those seem to be back in a little bit of a way. I think the Texans are totally lively for the playoffs at this point, though.
Yeah.
They started 0-3.
Look, dude, we talked about it the other day. I think the division is still potentially up for grabs. With the Colts' end-of-season schedule, like, we're going to find out a lot about how real Indianapolis is this week. Houston has a shot still. Houston has to
So
play
did the Jaguars.
Colts. Yeah, they each have to play the Colts twice.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of division games to be played there in the AFC South.
That's why I'm not cashing out of my
Jags to win the division.
No, I have a Jags and a Texans to win the division.
What?
Yeah.
Just pick 2
They're
of the
parlayed.
wrong
I mean, they're
teams.
parlayed. Hey, you just said it yourself.
They're parlayed?
No. Like, I have a ticket for the Chiefs and the Texans to both win.
Oh, okay.
I have a ticket for some other
I thought you
four
meant
division.
Texans and Jags to win the division. I was like,
No, that would be free money
got
to
scammed,
the generic
buddy.
sports
Yeah,
book.
you got scammed.
Yeah, no.
Betting on Trevor Lawrence.
I want to
is
see
already
the
free
Texans
money.
make the playoffs, though. That defense is out.
Yeah.
It's lights out.
It is.
The pass rush is unbelievable.
So they moved to 6-5. Last night, though, not good news. The Red Wings shut out by the Islanders 5-0. Man, I was working some college basketball, and I go to check the score, and boom, it's 4-0. And I was like, what? When did this happen? 5-0 ends up being the final. They're back in action tomorrow at 1 against the Blue Jackets.
Yeah, tough one last night for the Wings. They kind of have regressed back to being, after that blazing hot start. Kind of seems like what they were destined to be is this fringe playoff team, first round exit, which I will just continue to harp. That's not good enough for year 7 of a rebuild. So that's up to you to decide if that's good enough making the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is, right? That was our goal preseason, but we can obviously discuss that another day. Pistons are back in action tomorrow after several days off this week. They take on the Milwaukee Bucks. I know we're going to dive into them a little bit, Ben, but it's been a long, long time since the Pistons have defeated the Bucks. Looking to do that tomorrow night.
It's been 13 games since they've beaten the Bucks. Giannis-less Bucks tomorrow. So sounds like the Pistons are going to get lucky more than just once without Giannis, the way the schedule worked out. So we'll get into that in a second, too.
28 of 29 games they've lost to Milwaukee. Unreal. Michigan State is in action tonight. They're looking to advance to 5-0. They host Detroit Mercy at 6:30, and you can listen to it right here on 100.9 The Mitt. Michigan, though, they're off, and men's basketball-wise until Monday. They'll take on San Diego State in Las Vegas. Let's talk about the Michigan football team, though, Ben. 14.5-point favorites on the road versus Maryland at 4 p.m. this Saturday.
Oh, I thought you
No, I'm just kind of just tossing it out there, you know?
Yeah, I mean, this is the game before the game. Usually that ends up being, a lot of times, not always, it ends up being a little bit of a lackadaisical performance for Michigan. But I think a lot of Michigan fans would go into the Ohio State game with a little bit more ease and a little bit more confidence if they're able to just lay the smackdown on one of these Big Ten schools, because they haven't really done that this season at all.
Right.
Meanwhile, Ohio State does it every week. Every week, they just beat the brakes off of somebody.
Yeah, I think this is honestly a pretty good opportunity for the Wolverines to, like you said, make a statement, blow out Maryland on the road, and it's always this game before the Ohio State game is always the sketchy one. Like, if you can kind of kill that narrative this year and come into it guns a-blazing, I think that's a good message to send to Ohio State, so we'll keep an eye on that.
I agree.
Couple quick quarterback injury notes for the NFL this weekend before we end the news. Joe Burrow, a full participant for the second day in a row at Bengals practice. I think Joe Burrow might be playing on Sunday, Ben.
I think he is, and I think this is idiotic and just the most on-brand thing of all time for the Bengals. They're 3-7. Their season's over.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think they actually have a chance to come back in the AFC
Hell
North,
no.
right? Okay. Well, if everyone is saying that, what are you doing bringing this guy back when he's just going to have the same issues because the offensive line has been terrible for 5 consecutive seasons and you still haven't managed to fix that? By the way, he's not helping your defense, which is arguably the worst defense in the history of the NFL.
Right, that's what I was going to say. I mean, Joe Burrow coming back in the offensive line, whatever, obviously the offense is going to be elevated with Burrow in the lineup.
Is it? Because it feels like they score 30 every week with Flacco.
Right. But it doesn't matter when your defense the next 4 weeks, which is the worst defense, like you said, in history of the league, has to go against New England, the Ravens twice, and the Bills. That's your next 4 games. It doesn't matter if Burrow's playing. It doesn't matter if I'm playing quarterback. That defense is not going to win you any games, so
hey, man,
I'm with you.
For our sake, though, I'm glad he's playing on Thanksgiving and not Joe Flacco.
Ravens-Bengals on Thanksgiving should be pretty. Those are always really fun matchups last couple years.
Okay,
so.
hear me out.
Joe Burrow.
They somehow upset. Let me look at the spread on this because I know it was 7 earlier this week. And if he's playing now, I wonder if it's down. Let's say
6.
Okay, so maybe he's playing. If they end up pulling off a miracle, winning this Sunday, they're 4-7. Then they can beat Baltimore on Thanksgiving. They're 5-7. Are they lively?
Are we talking ourselves into this right now?
Are they lively?
No.
I
will
agree.
say, though, the last 3 games after that really tough stretch, they go Dolphins, Cardinals, Browns. So, like, a good opportunity to go 3-0 there. But the 4 before that are just, I mean, you already are 4 games below 500. It's not like you're a 500 team.
Let's think about it this way.
You can only lose like 1 game the whole rest of the season. And it maybe have a chance.
Let's think about it this way, though. Is the winner of the AFC North going to be 10-7, or are they going to be 9-8?
I think they're going to be 10-7.
Really? Or are they going to waddle their... they might be. But I wouldn't be shocked. How shocked would you be if
You're right.
9-8 wins that division?
Well, you got to remember, the Steelers will go 9-8, so it depends on do the Ravens go 10-7. That's really what it comes down to.
I think the Steelers are dead. I think this is the year they go under 500.
Okay. We'll see.
I said that preseason. I'm going to
6-4
stand
right
by
now,
it.
so we'll save more Steelers and NFL news for later.
All right, 989-837-6125. Don't know how many people have looked at the Pistons' schedule, but there's a chance that by January 1st, they are cruising. And I'm talking about, you know how they were 2-28 when they started out their stretch?
Yep, don't talk about it.
Okay, we're not going to talk about it, but remember they were 2-28 to start out 2 years ago. I think there's a chance that they could have a similar record, but just inverse. That is how much the Pistons have a favorable schedule going forward. Let's touch on that next. When we come back, this is the Ben Bosscher Show live right here on 100.9. The Mitt need to hire fast. Let Spherion do the heavy lifting and get your great candidates without the hassle. Their simple online hiring platform makes finding the right employees easier and quicker than ever. Post jobs, review applicants, and connect with top talent all from your phone or computer. Whether you're staffing a short-term project or building your dream team, Spherion has your back. Get back to running your business while Spherion handles the hiring headache. Hiring made simple, smart, and online. That is Spherion.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Hi, this is Jim Mahoney with Link Technologies. If you are a business or a nonprofit organization wondering how to navigate today's technologies landscape, let Link Technologies' talented staff work with you to develop a technology plan custom to your specific needs. We bring 27 years of experience helping businesses and nonprofit organizations just like yours achieve their technology goals. Contact us today and see how the right balance between cloud and on-premise resources can best work for you.
Hey sports fans, heading up north? Whether you're gearing up for the big game, hosting friends, or winding down after a long day, Hops and Schnapps is your ultimate beverage destination. With one of the largest selections of beer, wine, and spirits in Michigan featuring over 1,000 options from around the globe, we're your beverage experts. Plus, our friendly team is here to help you find the perfect pick. Visit us in Standish, Grayling, and Gaylord today. Hops and Schnapps, raise your glass, raise your spirits.
Midland Eye Care wants you to know the pervasive use of technology can lead to digital eye strain, burning or tired eyes, headaches, fatigue, loss of focus, blurred or double vision. Overexposure light from electronic devices may also increase the likelihood of developing serious eye conditions such as age-related macular degeneration. To give your eyes a rest, remember 20-20-20. Every 20 minutes, take a 20-second break and look at something 20 feet away. This message brought to you by Midland Eye Care, your vision source on Eastman Road in Midland, on Cedar and Gladwin, and now on East Washington in Freeland.
The Michigan Baseball Foundation is more than just baseball. It's a driver of economic growth and community. Operating one of the nation's top minor league stadiums, MBF supports job creation and regional development. Through creative partnerships and charitable giving, MBF has helped bring projects like Dow Diamond, the East End Development, Fairfield Inn and Suites, the Plaza, and the Dow Bay Area Family YMCA to life, generating over $23 million annually in economic impact. Every Great Lakes Loons ticket supports these efforts. Learn more at MichiganBaseballFoundation.org.
He got it! That's 3 of them! The Great Lakes Bay Region's home for Spartans basketball.
Tonight sees an in-state clash. The Spartans host the Detroit Mercy Titans at the Breslin Center. You can catch it tonight at 6:30, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Every MSU game all season long.
It's so fun to hear people chanting.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt. This is more than just a lineup. It's a daily ritual for the die-hard Michigan sports fans. At 6 a.m., Anthony Bellino wakes up the state with Spin on Sports.
I do not believe it.
At 9, the Ben Bosscher Show is appointment listening hosted here in the Great Lakes Bay region.
I would like to buy some Casey Mize stock.
America's Best takes over at noon. The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Well, what about Patrick Mahomes?
And at 3, Bill Simonson brings it home on The Huge Show. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt for the most passionate fans in Michigan.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think we're nearing the end of the Jonathan Smith era at Michigan State. I think Scott Harris trading for a half dozen pitchers at the trade deadline is officially a failure considering how the season ended. I think the Detroit Lions are going to give the Packers an astronomical revenge whooping on Thanksgiving later this year. And I think you should listen to the Ben Bosscher Show, weekdays from 9 to noon, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, if you agree or disagree with anything I just said.
Local sports don't stop when the game ends, and neither do we. 100.9 The Mitt is your digital home for the latest news across the state of Michigan. From high school to college and the pros, it's all on our socials. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search 100.9 The Mitt and join the squad. Stay locked in on the latest stats and stories with exclusive video takes from local talent. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Michigan for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, 989-837-6125. I'm not sure how many of you guys have seen this, but this Detroit Pistons schedule, the rest of 2025, is a joke. Of the teams left in the Eastern Conference that, I think the Pistons not should fear, but should really respect, and those are the teams you have to get over the hump. They don't have to play any of them for the next month and a half, and the only team that they do have to play in that group is Milwaukee. They're going to be without Giannis all 3 times. Somehow the Pistons ended up playing the Bucks 3 times over the next 3 weeks, and I would imagine Giannis is not in any of these games because every team is terrified of the calf injuries right now, and bringing a guy back early because of all the Achilles injuries that have been happening lately. So all the calf injuries that were once 1 to 2 weeks, those are now 4 to 6 weeks injuries, which makes me think, all right, the Pistons are avoiding Giannis all 3 times, which means when January 1st rolls around, I think they're going to be the 1 seed. Not only are they going to be the 1 seed, if I had to put the over-under at 4.5 losses the rest of the season or the rest of the year, I think I would take the under. I'd be shocked if this team lost more than 4 games the rest of the calendar year. They've got 16 left, and their hardest game is Orlando, who they've already beaten. I mean, they've got Miami on the back-to-back after that game, so let's say they lose one of those. It's Milwaukee. It's a bunch of teams they've already beaten. It's Charlotte, Dallas, some of the worst teams in basketball. The toughest game left is December 30th against the Lakers out in LA. They've got the West Coast trip in late December once again. They did that last year as well. I really think by the end of this season, or by the end of this year, there's a chance the Pistons are something like 25-5, 26-4. That is very, very much on the table, the way that this schedule has lined up. And if that's the case, then we can actually talk about the Pistons as the 1 seed for the rest of the year.
Whew. I mean, it's crazy we're having those conversations right now. I'm not even saying that whether it's right or wrong, but the fact that that's even a conversation is it's cool to think about. There's one caveat you're forgetting here, though, Ben.
What?
Looking at the schedule, it's easy to look at all the opponents and be like, man, a lot of easy games for the Pistons. Well, 2 of these games coming up are NBA Cup games.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Celtics, you got the Magic. Pistons feel good about the group that they're in. Let's say they win both of those and they go 4-0. We've got added games for NBA Cup tournament.
Sure.
That are going to be against better teams, of course. Obviously, you can only lose like one game in that mix and then you'd be eliminated. But those are added games. So, I mean, those are potentially where some losses could be hiding. A loss could be hiding.
Sure, and that's a fair point. But just the teams that are left on the schedule right now, and who's to say they can't go win a couple games in the NBA Cup too if they end up making the tournament?
Awesome.
Like, you look at the teams that are left, and it's like, hey, Portland's on here twice. They're like this fun and frisky team in the West. I think there's just another level that the Pistons are on right now.
But their head coach just got arrested. Yeah, exactly.
Who's their head coach?
Their former head coach got arrested.
Oh, who is that?
The guy to your left.
Oh, you mean Chauncey Billups? The
Yes.
guy who? Oh, that guy.
The Lock of the Day sponsor, yes.
It's Indiana again, who's maybe the worst team in the league. It's Boston. You've already beaten. It's Milwaukee. Like the Milwaukee 3 times in the next 3 weeks without Giannis. That's
is going to be bad. Yeah, I mean it's going to be Ryan Rollins who's and that's basically it.
They got really lucky drawing Milwaukee 3 times in 3 weeks, and it was just Giannis gets hurt this week, and now they're about to start their stretch of playing Milwaukee.
Which you and I did discuss this. Like, it would be nice to play the Bucks with Giannis at some point and try to beat them because they just haven't. It'd be nice to get over that hump. I'm not going to complain, though, that he's not playing. You know, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I wish he was playing.
No, because when April's here and we're fighting for the 1 seed still, we're going to look back at this stretch and be like, thank God we didn't have to play Giannis this year. Eventually, they're going to have to.
But when they play him in the second round of the playoffs, you know, then it's a little bit more like, maybe it would have been nice to get 1 game against him.
Which is so weird because it's like nobody has a real answer for Giannis. He's one of the best players ever.
Best player in the East by far.
You'd think that the Pistons would at least be able to slow him down with Isaiah Stewart and just being able to throw a couple different guys at him. That's just not been the case.
No.
He's owned them.
He owns most people, you know, so other than the Miami Heat.
But he specifically owns the Pistons. I mean, what'd you say? It was 28 of the last 29 games they've played?
They've lost 28 of 29 against the Bucks, and that goes all the way back, Ben, to before the playoff series against them. So that includes those 4 games. In 2019, I mean, this goes back years.
Yeah, I remember going to one of those playoff games and walking away like, I think Giannis might be the best player of all time.
It's like,
he's unreal.
He did have Thon Maker guarding him, but he still was unreal, yeah.
Unstoppable. So to catch the Milwaukee 3 times without him.
Like, what? Name me the amount of good teams that they play in December to end the season and the rest of November.
Orlando's good, but they're struggling. Like, they've got some really
good? Yeah.
There's some red flags to start the season. Miami's succeeding expectations. I don't know if I'd call them good. They're good.
They're always a tough beat.
Yeah.
They're always a tough beat.
And that's the back-to-back game.
Right.
That's back-to-back with travel.
That. Atlanta, again, I would say is good.
Just beat them.
Just beat them, though. But Atlanta's good.
And the Lakers.
Yeah.
And that is it. The Clippers are like a veteran
games
team.
In here. Like, you know, there's plenty of games in here.
Yeah. And not to mention, how many of the worst teams in the league do they play? Dallas, Charlotte, Sacramento, Utah. I kind of thought Boston was going to be in
Dallas stinks.
Dallas does stink, yes. I mean, AD's back, so I guess that changes it a little bit, but not really.
Right.
That should be, that's already a team that they kicked the crap out of down in Mexico. This is, I'm not going to call it one of the most important stretches for Pistons basketball, but again, we get to January 1st and the Pistons are 26-4. Do not be shocked. I think they're going to go on a run, the inverse of the 2-28 start that they had 2 years ago. Like, there's a real chance that this win streak continues. There's a real chance that this win streak, even if it ends, another win streak starts. I just don't see a ton of losses on the schedule here in November and December. And then you can get into the new year and, okay, now all of a sudden you got to start playing all the West teams. Yeah, because, you got to play every West team twice. It just feels like all the West teams that the Pistons had to play earlier in this season, like Memphis, like Dallas, Portland, like, they're just not very good ones. All the West teams that the Pistons have to play are later on in the year.
And I think the big part, too, about this stretch that you talk about the end of the season is they do have a West Coast trip in here. But like you said, the only good West Coast team they play is the Clippers. They don't play Golden State. They don't play
Lakers.
Denver. The Lakers. They don't play Golden State. They don't play Denver. They don't play even Phoenix, who's been like a tough team this season. So those come later in the season. So, yeah, it's a really good stretch to end 2025.
I love it. Can't wait to see it. I think the Pistons are a move away from being real contender favorite type of team in the Eastern Conference. For now, they're just the one seed that no one's going to respect until you win a playoff series. I'm fine with being the underdog too, but if they do make a trade at any point, I think they do kind of vault into that next group. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live right here on 100.9 The Mitt. Still got the 10 o'clock hour, the 11 o'clock hour on the way. Do not go anywhere. We are live right here on The Mitt.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
At First Class Epoxy Floor and Counter, floors don't just get coated, they get a makeover. Epoxy's so tough, it shrugs off spills, stains, and even your wildest dance moves. Garages, workshops, anywhere you want a floor that's smooth, shiny, and just a little bit sassy, they handle it all with style. No more boring floors. Get ready to impress everyone who walks through the door. Slide into durability and flair. First Class Epoxy Floor and Counter, where your floors get the VIP treatment they didn't know they needed.
Suit up, Sea Captain. At Dive and Glide in Midland, we've got all the gear you need to make a splash. Flippers that fit like a glove, masks that show you the underwater magic, and tanks ready to fuel your next adventure. Whether you're snorkeling the local lakes or dreaming of ocean depths, Dive and Glide has your back and your fins. Find us on Cambridge Street or swim over to diveandglideinc.com. Dive and Glide, making waves one splash at a time so you can dive deeper than ever before.
He got it! That's 3 of them! The Great Lakes Bay Region's home for Spartans basketball.
Tonight sees an in-state clash. The Spartans host the Detroit Mercy Titans at the Breslin Center. You can catch it tonight at 6:30, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Every MSU game all season long.
It's so fun to hear people chanting.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt. You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic?
Yeah.
We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt. We're in your town, your school, your huddle. 100.9 The Mitt is here for sports fans in the Great Lakes Bay region. From the hardwoods of Saginaw to Midland's Friday Night Lights. From the streets of Bay City to Freeland, Frankenmuth, and Hemlock. We roll through Beaverton, Auburn, Pinconning, Essexville, and Shepherd. All the way to Gladwin, Birch Run, Coleman, and Bridgeport. This is your sports station. High school, college, NFL, the Looms. It's all right here. 100.9 The Mitt. Mid-Michigan sports leader.
When it comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped. I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. WLUN, Pinconning, Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
(989) 837-6125. Welcome back in. Happy Friday. I don't really care how the Lions win on Sunday. I really don't. They have this 10-point spread. They're at home. They could be losing the entire game and win on a last-second game-winning field goal by Jake Bates. They could win by 50. It's all the same to me. Win this game, and all the focus goes to Green Bay on Thanksgiving. Before this week even starts, I'm deeming that Thanksgiving game the second must-win game of the season. The first one was Chicago. You had to beat Chicago. You could not start 0-2 heading to Baltimore as well.
So they have to win, is what you're saying.
On Thanksgiving? Yes. Because I still am fine deeming that Bears game a must-win, because if they would have lost that game...
No, that was actually... I was thinking about that. That was silly of us.
No, it wasn't. If they would have lost that game and went to Baltimore 0-2, who knows how the season goes. I know they end up beating Baltimore, but they could not start the season 0-2.
But, like...
You dig yourself a hole when you do that.
You're right. But also, to me, a must-win game means you literally can't afford to lose anymore after this. Like, the season's over if you lose this game.
I would say, based on how Chicago's season has gone, if they would have lost that game and Chicago was 8-2 right now, the Lions would be in a lot of trouble.
Sure.
That was a must-win game, and I'll stand by that.
Okay.
This game against Green Bay on Thanksgiving, you've already lost to them. You've got ground to make up in the NFC North. No matter what happens on Sunday, win or loss, the Thursday game is the second must-win game of the season. Therefore, when it comes to this Giants game, I really don't care how they win. Now, I will say, if they lose, it's panic time. It's complete panic time as a 10-point favorite at home if you lose this game against the team that people have ran for 150 yards on 5 times already this season. This Giants team is not good. And obviously, I'm not breaking news saying that. The quarterback thing is a problem. The defense can't get stops. They can't stop the run. Look, they have to win this game. Because if they lose, it's absolute panic time. But even if they win, again, I don't care how they win. Just move on, pick up a win, put a W in the column, and move on to Green Bay. I don't care how they win.
Yeah, I think this is fair, but I don't want it to be almost like we're focusing on the Packers game too much, where it's like we can just chop this up as a win no matter what. Like that kind of feels a little bit like we're doing that, and they obviously can't do that. You can't lose this game against the Giants. Not saying it's
Correct.
a must win, but like
it's panic time if we lose.
Exactly.
Because then there's real talks of like, are the Lions going to miss the playoffs?
Absolutely.
Those officially start this week if the Lions lose.
The Lions are currently not in a playoff spot.
Right, and I don't think any Lions fan should be worried about that quite yet.
I agree, because of just you look at the teams ahead of you, and the Lions have the opportunity to get right back into it, and still winning the division is totally in play as well. But I think we have to still at least hone in on this Giants game. Like, I get the Green Bay one is up to this point, once Thanksgiving is here, it will be the biggest game of the season, absolutely, just like the Philly one was. But these in-betweener games, like, they can't be just forked over. You got to still be able to realize, like, the situation the Lions are in. And I think that they do, because they don't lose 2 games in a row. Like, that, this is something that they always bounce back from. But like you said, even though you say I don't care how the Lions win, like, what if they are losing the whole game and it takes some weird, miraculous field goal to come back and win it? You're not going to be a little bit, like, panicked still?
Nope. You got 3 days. You got 3 days to get ready for Green Bay.
Okay.
You win that game, your season's back on track. You go 2-0 the next 2 weeks here, you're back to controlling your own destiny. Doesn't matter how the wins come. Agreed? Or
no,
disagree?
I mean that's true. Yes, that is true. So, but I think taking the mindset of like, don't care how they win Sunday is a recipe for a loss. Like, that's how you are. That's the Michigan looking over Maryland and getting ready for Ohio State. Like, oh, just got to beat Maryland, whatever.
Right.
I don't care how we do it. We got to worry about Ohio State. That's that. Not saying that Michigan is going to lose to Maryland, and I'm not saying the Lions are going to lose to the Giants, but that's how you lose those type of games.
Yeah, that's fair. The issue I have is I just, in no world do I see a recipe or a formula for the Giants to get this thing done, unless suddenly they can figure out how to stop the run.
That is more likely.
Or the Lions' inability to run the football is so bad that they can't even run on this Giants team, and that would be like ultimate, hey, time to start panicking. Sound the alarms.
No, I don't believe that at all, because I think the Lions just struggle to run the football against good run defenses.
Yes.
You know, we saw it 2 weeks ago against Washington. They decimated that defense that was extremely banged up, terrible. They lost their best interior guy early in the game from an ejection. Like, they're going to do the same thing to the Giants. Now, the Giants for sure have a better pass rush than Washington does, so that's going to be something to look out for. Like, I think there is goals to set in this game for the Lions, other than just getting a win. There's things you'd love to see improved upon heading into Green Bay. And that's kind of what we discussed in the Washington game, too. Like, this is a really similar situation for Detroit, where you're coming off of a loss. You have a really huge game the following week, but you're playing a terrible team right in front of you. Use this game to try to fix some things up ahead of your humongous game it didn't really work out for the Philly game after the Lions pummeled on Washington, but use this as an opportunity to fix up what you thought you were going to do against Philly, do it against New York, and then bring it against Green Bay.
I do have some keys for victory for this Detroit Lions team. I want to save those because you're right. I feel like I'm overlooking the Giants game just a little bit because of how much the Green Bay game matters in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, like it's hard to get up for these games when you have the expectations that you do when you're the Detroit Lions. Like you have these Super Bowl goals. You've won 2 playoff games the last couple of years. You were the 1 seed last year. Like the 1 seed this year is kind of already off the table. It's going to be hard to get up for these Giants games. Now, with that being said, like I think that's part of the reason that they brought out the black jerseys. They're coming back home. They need a little bit of a spark. I expect them to cover the 10-point spread. I picked them in spread picks yesterday. I think they blow out this Giants team. But if they end up having a little bit closer of a game than we initially thought or predicted going into this, I'm not going to be doing a Monday morning show where it's like, I can't believe how close the game was. I'm panicking. Nope. Focus on Green Bay.
Yeah.
It's Green Bay time.
And I do think, like you talk about, it's hard to get up for these Giants games. I think it is hard to get up for these games for a different reason. It's just the fact that there are way more important games on the schedule to worry about.
Yep.
Last year for the Lions, it was like, I can get up for any game because I feel confident they're going to beat anybody.
Yes.
And right now, with the loss against Philly, that loss against Minnesota, the loss against the Chiefs, it's like they've been losing these games against the teams that are better than them. Minnesota, I don't think is. They just played better that day. But they've been losing games against the good teams on their schedule. And so when they had these games against the bad teams, I don't really care because I'm worried about the game against Green Bay, who's good. I'm worried about the game against the Rams, who's good.
Yeah, like the 3 most important games left, I'd argue, are just the 3 division games that are left.
Plus the Rams game, I would say.
Plus,
right?
yeah, plus the Rams one. But honestly, Kyle, I think
so
that's
you got to win the
fourth.
division, right?
I think that game is.
No, you're
fourth.
right. You're probably right.
So, yeah, when you have 4 games that you kind of have circled on the calendar, and then you have a couple other teams as well, and then it's like, and the Giants are here. It's like, oh yeah, it's a game that you can overlook. But the Giants have been miserable all season long. I mean, they had their little moment against Philly when they had the rookies butting heads, but that moment has since departed in every way, shape, and form. Scadaboo's out. Dart's still a question mark whether or not he's going to be out of concussion protocol. I don't think it's going to matter very much whether it's Jackson Dart or whether it's Jameis Winston from like predicting the score standpoint. I just don't. The Lions have been really good against the mobile quarterbacks this season, and this is a chance to really put that to bed if Jackson Dart ends up playing. If he doesn't end up playing, great. Jameis Winston's probably going to throw us 2 interceptions. He threw 1 last week. He probably should have thrown 4. Packers dropped like 4 different interceptions.
And I would just love to play against Jameis, man.
He doesn't win.
He's a fun guy. Yeah, he's a fun guy for your team to be playing against, for sure.
He might put up 300 yards. He does not win football games.
I mean, he like does have wins, you know. He will win some games. Maybe not with this Giants team against the Lions, but
this has been like, it's been years that let's do Jameis Winston record the last 4 years. You want to guess what it is?
His record as a starter?
Yeah.
Well, I have to dive into this a little bit. He played for Cleveland, played for New Orleans, so New Orleans was kind of fine. I'm going to say, how many total games is it, just so I have at least a perspective of what the number to guess?
23.
23 games. I'll go 8-15.
7-16. But over the last over the last 2 years, he's 5-11. He just doesn't really win games.
That's really not that bad. He's a backup quarterback. Like, I was expecting you to say he's 2-20.
Okay, he also has 2 of those 5 wins that I just listed. 2 of them are with New Orleans from 3 years ago. Like since he left there, it's been bad. Which I don't know how you're supposed to win in Cleveland or
play for the
New
Browns.
York.
Yeah, exactly. But whatever.
All right, 989-837-6125. Keys to victory when we come back. This is the 10 o'clock hour brought to you by our friends over at Corning. Corning, a global leader in material science right here in Midland. From the glass in your smartphone to innovations that power clean energy and advanced medicine, Corning is shaping the future. But it's not just about the tech, it's also about the people. Corning invests in the community, supports local schools, and creates opportunities that are close to home. With a legacy of innovation and commitment to what's next, Corning is proud to call Midland a part of its story. Corning, creating life-changing innovations, one breakthrough at a time.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Great Lakes Loons. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
Is the air in your home dry? Are allergies bothering you? Tired of itchy skin and static everywhere? We have your answer. Answer Heating and Cooling can install a whole home humidifier that keeps your air balanced, your skin comfortable, and your family breathing easier all winter long. Say goodbye to static shocks and hello to comfort. Call Answer Heating and Cooling today or visit AnswerSOS.com. Answer Heating and Cooling, the home of simply outstanding service.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think we're nearing the end of the Jonathan Smith era at Michigan State. I think Scott Harris trading for a half dozen pitchers at the trade deadline is officially a failure considering how the season ended. I think the Detroit Lions are going to give the Packers an astronomical revenge whooping on Thanksgiving later this year. And I think you should listen to the Ben Bosscher Show, weekdays from 9 to noon, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, if you agree or disagree with anything I just said.
From the hometown heroes to the college legends to the pros on Sunday, 100.9 The Mitt is your home for wall-to-wall play-by-play coverage. High school football, basketball, and hockey.
Region champions for the first time in school history.
Michigan State football and basketball.
Touchdown, MSU!
The NFL, Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night primetime games. And don't think we forgot about your hometown team. The Great Lakes Loons.
That ball's over and out of here.
100.9 The Mitt.
Put that plate down! I can't sit idly by, in good conscience, while you stuff your face. It's not even Thanksgiving anymore.
You guys should be ashamed.
Show some darn self-control. Get up, go for a walk, do some shopping, but never, ever stop listening to us. I mean, you are out of the house. Makes sense. Happy holiday weekend.
Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the MHSAA, are the 292,000 high school sports students in Michigan. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, welcome back in. Ben Bosscher Show here, live on 100.9 The Mitt. I've got some keys to victory for this Detroit Lions team. First of all, against this Giants team, get your mojo back on the ground. 5 different teams. Actually, you know what? I'm going to read through my 4 keys to victory. Kyle, you tell me which one you want to dive into first. Get the mojo back on the ground. Containing Jackson Dart. Hutchinson waking up. And quick passes to avoid Brian Burns.
I like some of those. I'm throwing out the Jackson Dart one because who cares? Lions been good against these mobile quarterbacks this season anyways. I'm going to go with, the Hutchinson one, it makes sense. We can dive into that a little bit, but the big one's got to be getting the ball out to avoid Brian Burns, right? I think that's got to be the big key here today because that's what you're going to have to do the rest of the season as well. Now, it's not just a this week thing.
Correct. Brian Burns, 13 sacks, second in the NFL. It's already a career high for him. He's having a career year next to Lawrence, next to Abdul Carter, all these other pass rushers. The secondary guys have freed up him to have more one-on-one looks, and he has completely taken advantage of it. It's a guy maybe the Lions could have traded for a couple of years back. Giants end up capitalizing on it, and it's working out for them in this way because they're getting after the quarterback. The problem is they cannot stop the run whatsoever. You can kind of run right at them, but just avoiding Burns. Like I don't think this is a game where if the Giants have one strength, it's they get after the quarterback. So let's not sit back and wait for J-Mo to run all the way down the field. Let's continue to use J-Mo on the crossers, get the ball out of the hands quickly, use the screen game to your advantage, get Amon-Ra the ball short of the line of scrimmage or short of the first down markers and let him make the plays. This has to be a quick passing offense, and this is kind of where I want the offense to schematically shift anyway. But against this Giants defense that has one strength and one strength only, this is the perfect way to do it. Just do not let Brian Burns get involved. And if you do, yes, it's on the offensive line. Yes, it's on Jared Goff. But I almost think this is a schematic thing. And it's more on Goff than the offensive line. Like, we just got to get rid of the ball fast, okay? All right.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, that's, like you said, it's not just a Giants thing because we've talked about the schedule coming up. Like, there is a lot of really good pass rushers you're going to have to play. You're going to have to play Micah Parsons again in less than a week. Like, think about what that defense did to Goff in week 1, and it wasn't even Micah really doing a ton. Like,
no,
now you're going to have to go against him that has really started to dial into this defense a little bit more. That Rams defense has a couple really good edge rushers, and they've been good against the run on top of it. So this is something that the Lions are just want to more and more shift to offensively. We've seen them do it a good amount, but it's got to become almost a full-bore scheme. Getting it done without Sam Laporta is going to be interesting because he seems like a guy that would have his name all over this style of offense. But without him there, it's going to be interesting to see kind of how that works out. But, yeah, I think that's the number one key. It's less than a this is how you beat the Giants thing. It's a let's use this against the Giants to continue to use it the rest of the season.
You know one way you can make up for the no Sam Laporta? Put Gibbs in the slot more. We saw him run that Texas route and score the touchdown a couple weeks ago. I want to see more of it. Keep him in the slot. Let him run the arrows. Let him run the Texas routes. Let him just run the in-breaking stuff. Just get him the ball in space and see what he can do. Utilize him downfield in the passing game rather than just the screens. And look, I'm not anti-screen passes, although the receiver screens that the Lions use they never work.
Don't work.
Yeah. I'm not anti-screen passes. I just want to see him be utilized down the field a little bit more and have those two running back sets more often than not. So, yeah, the quick passes to avoid Brian Burns, key number one. Can we jump into the Hutchinson waking up one?
See, I thought about that one. It made me wonder because it's something we want to see, but is it necessarily a key for them to win this game? I don't think so, but I'd love to hear what you have to say.
So, even though Hutchinson had a sack last week, the last 2 weeks versus the 6 weeks prior to that have been pretty astronomical. So, weeks 3 to 9, Hutchinson was averaging 8 pressures per game. For 6 weeks, he averaged 8 pressures per game. Weeks 10 and 11, he had 7 combined. That first stretch of those 6 weeks, he had a 27% win rate. The last 2 weeks, 18. He's getting double-teamed a lot. I understand that. But at some point, you need your superstar, the guy that you paid, to show up. And he got the sack last week. But from a down-to-down basis, there's been a little bit less production the last 2 weeks. And that's part of the reason he's such a long shot to win the Defensive Player of the Year bet at this point. If he doesn't have a massive game sometime in the next 2 weeks, I think he needs a really good game this week against the Giants, and then on national TV against Micah Parsons, who's one of the favorites, he's got to really ball out again. If he doesn't have one of these statement games the next 2 weeks, I think the ship has sailed on him to win Defensive Player of the Year. So maybe you're right. It's not necessarily a key for the Lions to win, but Hutchinson for the last 2 weeks has noticeably, all the numbers have been down.
Right. And, I don't think this is you're saying this is a key just for him to win the depoy still, right? That's basically just the case you're making?
Not necessarily
because the Lions
just
defense,
the depoy.
It's not like they don't need Hutchinson, because obviously they do. He's one of the most elite defensive players in the league. But they've been really good in this stretch with him just continuously getting double-teamed on every play.
Mm-hmm.
It has allowed the other guys to create pressures in the backfield. It's allowed Aleem McNeil and DJ Reader to just bull through their one-on-one matchups. So I think that obviously it's a key that for the Lions season, you want to get Hutchinson going at some point, but the ship for him to win the depoy, I think, is already gone.
This isn't even necessarily just a depoy thing. It was more so like a bullet point. I'm noticing like the last couple weeks, Hutchinson hasn't. We haven't had a huge Hutchinson game since the Cleveland game.
You know how this goes. You watch every snap. Like, if you just hone in on Hutchinson every play, like he doesn't really have a ton of opportunity lately. These offensive lines have just their schemes to block him are just 100% focused on him. They'll chip with a tight end, and then they'll have two guys waiting for him. Like, it is just they do everything they can to not allow Hutchinson to get into the backfield. Obviously, you'd still love for him to find a way, but it's a tough task.
All of that's true. It's all also true against Garrett. It's all also true against Parsons. Once you get the big-time contract, I'm sorry, I just don't want to hear about the double teams anymore. It's great to know that the teams respect him to double team him. At some point, the production just needs to just be there regardless. And I think that starts as soon as you get the pay. The expectations are obviously through the roof, maybe even borderline unfair what they're asking Hutchinson to do and how he never leaves the field and how often he is double teamed. But I feel like after you get the big time salary bump, which Hutchinson just did, I don't want to hear that as much anymore. We need to just see the numbers come through. I've always been a Hutch defender. I don't care about the sacks as much. I need the pressures, but those are down as well. So I think Hutchinson kind of having a breakout game here in the next 2 weeks would go a long way just in terms of not even just the depoy, but just like, okay, like we still have an absolute game record because that's not what he's been the last 2 weeks.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, that's the best part of it.
And Philly ran it right to his face over and over and over again. And he was a borderline, I'm not going to call him a weakness in the run game, but they certainly picked on him in the run department. They ran right at him throughout most of the game. That to me was a little bit like of a, oh man.
Yeah.
That's not good.
So let's get a little back on track game this week for Hutchinson. Okay, I can buy it a little bit. I'm in.
Got to get your mojo back on the ground. 5 different teams have ran for 150 yards on the Giants. The Lions have hit that mark 4 times this season, and they're 4-0 in those games. This is the worst run defense in the NFL. For all the great pass rushers they have don't have anybody that you can just count on to eat up space.
And they have Dexter Lawrence, too.
Which is weird.
You would think he'd be like a great run stuffer.
That has not been the case. They cannot slow down any of these running backs. They're allowing a ton of explosive runs as well. I'm all in on the Jahmyr Gibbs props later on when we make our SGP.
Oh.
This is a chance to really get the confidence up and boost the numbers and make the numbers lie a little bit. That, hey, maybe why was everyone worried about the Lions' rushing attack? I want that to be a conversation on Monday. Look, they ran for 150 yards. There's no reason to be concerned, even though it's against this crappy Giants defense. They should do what they did to the Commanders. Run the ball with zero resistance. If they can't, problematic. So that'd be another one of my keys. And then containing Jackson Dart. They've done an excellent job burying the narrative this year that they can't stop the mobile quarterbacks.
Totally.
No one's ran for over 35 yards on the Lions, and they've played Caleb Williams, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Mahomes, and then Baker didn't even attempt a rush. And Lamar's the high with 35 yards. That's it on 7 attempts. Very inefficient numbers for Lamar, inefficient for Hurts, who was only getting 3 yards a carry. They've done a really good job against these guys. The problem is Dart runs it more than any of them. There's design runs there. He's gone for 50 yards.
He's probably more willing to take off than any of those other guys are, too.
Yes.
As far as those other guys are scramblers, but they'll scramble and then still throw. Dart is just the guy that will scramble and take off.
Yeah, who wants the crown of their helmet to face my helmet?
Right.
He's looking for the contact. Last 3 games that he's played, he's averaging 10 rushes. He's rushed for 50 yards in all of those games. 7 touchdowns in 7 games in total this season. Stopping him, they've done a good job against it. Stopping him is always going to be a key to beating the Giants.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's going to be a lot of their offense coming from him. So the linebacker core of the Lions, though, has just been elite against these mobile quarterbacks this season. It's been awesome.
Yeah, Jack Campbell, Dart's going to be all over the place trying to run the football.
It feels like Anzalone's usually this QB spy kind of character, at least for this Lions defense.
Dart's going to have all this fun trying to run around until he takes a hit from Jack Campbell or Brian Branch for that matter. He's not going to want to run it after that, I'd imagine. All right, those are my keys for victory. Contain Jackson Dart, get the mojo back on the ground. Hutchinson wakes up, quick passes, and avoid Brian Burns. 989-837-6125. We'll do our NFL Around the League when we come back. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mid. If you're heading out of town this weekend, give your car the glow up it deserves at Tommy's Express Car Wash. Fast, friendly, and freakishly good at cleaning. Roll in dirty, roll out sparkling. It is, in fact, that easy. high-tech wash tunnels, eco-friendly soaps, and a ride that looks showroom fresh in just a few minutes. Sign up for their unlimited club and wash as often as you want because clean cars just drive a little bit better. No appointments, no nonsense, just clean, quick, and kind of addictive. Tommy's Express Car Wash because your car called and it's begging for this. Locations in Midland, Saginaw, and Flint.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace Hardware and Sports in downtown Midland has some extra savings for rewards members this month. The leaves are falling down. Make the cleanup easier on yourself. Save $20 instantly on select Craftsman V20 brushless outdoor power equipment kits. Select Milwaukee Power Tools, buy one, get one free, including the brushless drill and impact driver kit. And a steal of a deal on an Ace gift card. Free $10 gift card when you buy a $50 gift card.
Santa's coming to town early, and he's cutting a ribbon. Join the City of Midland for the grand opening of the Poseyville Preserve, just off East Main Street near Dow Diamond, across the Tittabawassee River from downtown. At 4:30 p.m. on Tuesday, December 2nd, celebrate the new Founders Crossing pedestrian pathway and Allen W. Ott Family Pavilion with free hot cocoa, cookies, and goodie bags for the kids. Then, follow Santa and Mrs. Claus downtown for the courthouse lighting at 6:30 and the opening of the Midland Santa House. Learn more at midland-mi.org/Poseyville Preserve.
The biggest deals of the year are here. Black Friday through Cyber Monday. Gear up and save big with the Great Lakes Loons. Shop the Loon Loft online and score 30% off all regular priced items. Or swing by Dow Diamond for even more in-store savings. Get 40% off caps, 30% off apparel and novelties, and take an extra 10% off all clearance items. Shop now at loons.com before the deals are gone.
Into the end zone. The Michigan State Spartans.
Touchdown, MSU.
Heard right here on the Great Lakes Bay Region's home for sports.
It's the final road game of 2025 for MSU. They go to Iowa City to take on the 6-4 Iowa Hawkeyes. Kickoff Saturday at 3:30, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Don't miss a moment of Spartans football on Sports Radio 100.9.
Let's give them what they want.
Do it!
100.9 The Mitt.
From the hometown heroes to the college legends to the pros on Sunday, 100.9 The Mitt is your home for wall-to-wall play-by-play coverage. High school football, basketball, and hockey.
Region champions for the first time in school history.
Michigan State football and basketball.
Touchdown, MSU!
The NFL, Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night primetime games. And don't think we forgot about your hometown team. The Great Lakes Loons.
That ball's over and out of here.
100.9 The Mitt. For the turkey, Thanksgiving is known by another name.
Come with me if you want to live.
Judgment Day.
If something moves, you kill it.
We literally murder every fat one. We take all the ones that aren't lean and athletic, and we eat them.
That was delicious.
So I'm sure it's a wonderful holiday for you, but it's quite possibly the most horrifying thing ever. For some poor turkey. But hey, happy Thanksgiving. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Michigan for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, 989-837-6125. Welcome back in. Let's take a moment and take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
All right, it's Friday. We're going back and forth. We're drafting the stuff that we're most excited about this NFL slate. I am going to go first this week, if that's okay.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I've been gone for a couple days, but yeah, no, you got it.
You know what I'm the most excited for this weekend? I'm excited for the amount of must-win games that are taking place across the NFL. I'd argue for Cincinnati, if they have a sliver of hope, they've got to have a must-win game against New England. I would say for Minnesota, their season's on the line against Green Bay. Must-win game for them if they want to keep any playoff hopes alive. I would say for Kansas City, obviously a must-win game against Indianapolis. Who else? Jacksonville, no, I wouldn't say that. Dallas, that's a must-win game for Dallas for the sake of America, because then Kansas City versus Dallas on Thanksgiving is actually going to be super entertaining if Dallas can pull this game off against Philadelphia on Sunday, where they're 3.5-point dogs. A lot of must-win games across the NFL this weekend. That's what I'm the most excited about. Did you say
Cincinnati must win for them, too?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
So what did we say there? For Dallas, Kansas City, Minnesota, and
it's a must-win
Cincinnati,
record.
I'd say 4. 4.
It's a lot of games. Okay, I'll flip mine a little bit here. Obviously, there's a good amount of things to pick from. I have two that I don't want to let you snag one here because I think that this is a really fun one. So I'll just take it. Yeah, that's right. Shedeur Sanders is getting the start against the Raiders. Perfect timing.
Revenge game?
Revenge game against the Raiders, of course. It's a revenge game for any game for Shedeur Sanders because every team passed on him, even his own team, the Browns. It's going to be a revenge game against them at some point. So, yeah, I think I'm excited to watch Shedeur play, man, because everybody's going to be hate watching him. I don't really have an opinion on Shedeur, so I think it just as a neutral person around him, it's going to be fun to watch.
All right. I like that. How about this? I'll draft, are the Colts for real? If they can knock off Kansas City on the road in Arrowhead, a place that Kansas City's 4-1 in this season, if they can beat the Kansas City Chiefs there, then yeah, we have to start talking about the Colts as this serious AFC threat to potentially win it. Like, all of a sudden the narrative of, well, they're not going to beat Kansas City on the road, they're not going to beat Buffalo on the road, they're not going to beat Baltimore on the road in the postseason, kind of goes to bed if they can just knock off Kansas City, especially because this is a must-win game for Kansas City, like we mentioned. They're going to be all in, kitchen sink. If the Colts can still beat an effort from that team, then yeah, we have to take this team super seriously. So I'm going to take Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, I think that's a good one because we learned last week that the Broncos went from, okay, yeah, they're a playoff team to, okay, they actually are like a real threat after beating the Chiefs. The Colts have the opportunity to do the same thing this week, and they're doing it on the road. So that's going to be interesting to see. I am going to go to a game that you kind of mentioned in that open pick, Eagles-Cowboys. Does Jalen Carter play a snap in this game? We know the last time these two teams played, Jalen Carter didn't even take the field. Spat right in the face of Dak Prescott. What a way to kick off the 2025 season. Like, truly hilarious stuff. That was classic, like, wow, football is back and drama's already here. Does he do it again? Will he spit twice? Did Jamar Chase doing it last week almost make it, well, like, oh, I want to be the only guy. I want to lead the league in spits this year.
Yeah.
So he goes for number 2. We'll see. So that's my pick.
I like that. So the storyline you're picking is whether or not Jalen Carter spits on Dak Prescott?
I mean, obviously it's like...
That's good stuff.
He probably won't. But I think just that dynamic. Like, will Carter and Dak Prescott get into it again?
Yeah,
they for sure will.
Will there be some bad blood in that game?
If Carter sacks Dak Prescott, is he just getting up off of him and there's no words exchanged?
Oh,
or are they getting in the
not.
face of each other? Like, that's kind of the part that I'm excited to see.
All right. That's a good one. Can I just go Joe Burrow versus Drake May?
Sure.
I want to see what Joe Burrow ends up looking like back from this injury. You know what? If I had to guess, Joe Burrow comes back and it's probably still taking a ton of sacks because the offensive line is absolutely terrible and the defense has allowed 35 points yet again this season to Drake May. I think there's a chance we get a shootout there. New England is excellent at stopping the run. I think Joe Burrow, there's a chance he's passing the ball upwards of 50 times, even in his first game back with the turf toe injury. So who knows how Cincinnati's going to handle this thing. Obviously, one of the most inept franchises, not just in the NFL, but in all of sports. It's not surprising me that they're bringing him back, even though I think their season's done. But if Joe Burrow's coming back, I want to draft him because Drake May has kind of taken the spot as the fourth quarterback in the AFC.
Yeah.
It's always been Mahomes, Allen, and Lamar, and then Burrow's been the fourth guy out there. Drake May kind of took his chain, and if they can just head-to-head beat him in Cincinnati and Paycor Stadium, I think Drake May just officially threw Joe Burrow out of his own throne and said, you know what, I'm actually the guy that follows the other three guys that have all won MVPs at this point. And maybe Drake May is on the way to his own.
So Burrow being injured is the reason why he got his chain snatched, you're saying?
Well, and because Drake May's second in odds to win MVP, which is totally on the table.
Right.
It's not just the injury.
No, you're right. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's a good narrative there between the quarterback battle. Who's better? I like that.
Battle of the fourth best quarterback in the NFL.
Everybody has been wondering about that. Who is the fourth best quarterback in the NFL?
It's almost that's the new best quarterback in the NFL because those first three guys have just gone so far above everybody else that it's like, all right, now let's really compete to see what the fourth best guy is.
It basically is you're the best quarterback in the NFL because those three don't count.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go with a Lions-based one here. Got to be Vikings-Packers. What does this game look like? Is 9 truly as terrible as we all think he is? How did he have such a good game against the Lions and now he's looked terrible? Green Bay just continues to have these bad games. I mean, they look bad, yet they pull out wins. They did it against the Giants last week. 6-point favorites are Green Bay. Like, do they expose J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings offense, or do they figure things out a little bit? I think this is exciting to see for the Lions. As far as for Lions-Packers on Thanksgiving, is there anything that we would want to happen in this game to influence that one? Like, do you want the Packers coming in off of a loss? Do you want them coming in off of a win? Does it not really matter?
I don't think it really matters. I think the Lions have enough motivation going into it to where I don't really care what the Packers' motivation is or what they did on Sunday. They're gonna go in guns a-blazing, ready to go to war against this team.
Yeah.
I don't think it necessarily matters. Why do you?
No, I was just wondering because, like, I thought the game against Philly obviously ended up not mattering, but when Philly was playing Green Bay, I really wanted Philly to win, not even just for Green Bay to lose, but it was for the sake of I don't want Philly coming into this game against Detroit off of a loss.
Fair. Yeah, no, that's
But I don't
fair.
think it really matters for Green Bay and Minnesota. This is going to be fun as far as for the standings in the NFC North goes. You probably want the Vikings to win if you're a Lions fan.
Definitely.
But I also really don't want to root for them. So
I'm also fine with there just being more on the line on Thursday. Like the Packers win this and it becomes even more of there's just more at stake.
I agree.
All right, let's go. I'm going to draft the Baltimore Ravens offense. Are they okay? I don't think Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry have been the same 1-2 punch combo that we saw last year when they basically looked unstoppable. You saw that in week 1 against Buffalo when they just hang 40 points up, still somehow find a way to lose the game. But since Lamar has come back from his hamstring injury, there's just something missing about him. He doesn't look like the superhero that I once knew him as with the MVP. He still looks like Lamar Jackson, but he kind of looks like he's aged 4 years over the past calendar season, not making guys miss as easily. It's not like he's some cheat code in open space. He's still really fast. He still avoids getting hit, but there's just something missing about it. Same with the Derrick Henry stuff. Maybe it's the offensive line. The defense certainly hasn't looked good too, but I just want to see, does Baltimore's offense look right against this New York Jets defense?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's been something that has not been expected. We all thought that when Lamar came back, the Ravens offense was going to be right back to in tune. They've been winning games, but it hasn't been as clean as maybe we thought it was going to be. So.
No, they let Minnesota linger around until the waning moments of the game. They let Cleveland hang around last week. So can they now get back to being the Ravens at home against New York?
I'll go with one final pick here. It's going to center around, this is an NFC wildcard discussion, but more so an NFC playoff discussion centered around the South Division. We've been kind of just writing in Tampa Bay to win this division, right? Carolina just a half game back at 6-5. How much does things really get screwed up, Ben, if Carolina takes a game lead over Tampa this week? Let's say on Monday Night Football, Carolina upsets San Francisco, Tampa Bay gets exposed again by L.A., and all of a sudden Carolina's got the lead. We all still think Tampa Bay is going to be good, so they're going to be fighting for a wild card spot. And if Carolina wins that division, that really spices things up in the wild card race for the NFC. So I'm keeping an eye on both the Sunday and Monday night games just as far as the NFC playoff picture goes.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 NFC South teams, but it's also 2 NFC West teams with the Ravens or with the Rams and the 49ers.
Which we think both of those teams are playoff teams, but I don't think we think both the Panthers and Bucks are playoff teams. There's a world where both of them are, and all of a sudden things are really getting shaken up.
Is there a world where Carolina is, though? Or do we just think they're kind of...
What if they win the division, though, is what I'm saying?
I guess that's where I'm just like, I just don't think that's going to happen. Because the Carolina, the rest of their schedule, they've got San Fran and the Rams the next 2. Those are probably 2
it's brutal.
2 losses. Then they maybe beat New Orleans. Then they've got to play Tampa twice to end the season.
Right, like what's saying they just beat Tampa twice? You know, it's there.
Yeah, it's there.
I don't think it's going to happen either, but I just think it's...
They also have to play Seattle.
I had been writing in Tampa as the team from the South the whole time, and now I'm starting to think a little bit like, man, Tampa's really kind of slowed things down a little bit ever since that Lions game.
Just the fact that the Panthers have to play basically all the good
NFC teams,
NFC West teams.
Right.
They play all 3 of them still to close the season. Like that's a lot to overcome.
Twice, definitely.
All right, 989-837-6125. How close are the Pistons being favorites in the Eastern Conference? So when we come back, it's the Ben Bosscher Show, live right here on 100.9 The Mitt. Moving Michigan forward since 1925, that's the Forward Corporation. Locally owned and family operated for nearly a century, serving communities across mid-Michigan, from convenience stores and fuel to restaurants and beyond. Forward is a part of your everyday life. A company built on family values, community support, and commitment to doing things the right way. When you see the name Forward, you know you're keeping it local. Forward Corporation, proud to fuel, feed, and serve Michigan families.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Near, on the wall, whose house is the nicest on the block of them all?
Not yours.
What do you mean?
Your siding is faded, your gutters are falling off, and you have shingles missing. I suggest you call Bresky Siding and Building Repair.
I'm going to call Bresky Siding and Building Repair right now. Near, on the wall, now whose house is the nicest of them all?
Yours is, kind sir. Yours is.
Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today.
Hey Midland, join the Silver Sneakers and Renew Active programs at the Midland Community Center, where fitness for seniors is fun and free. With Silver Sneakers and Renew Active, seniors 65 and older enjoy access to Greater Midland Community Center, North Family Center, and Coleman Family Center, all at no extra cost with eligible Medicare Advantage plans. Dive into all group fitness classes, exclusive Silver Sneakers classes, and our Greater Midland Walking Club. Get moving with Silver Sneakers and Renew Active at the Midland Community Center.
Tired of floors that snore? Walls that whisper, meh? Premier Tile in Midland is here to spice things up one tile at a time. They've got backsplash that'll make your pasta jealous.
What?
Shower walls that'll actually sing in the morning. And floors so fabulous, you'll consider eating dinner off them. Stylish, affordable, slightly obsessed with grout. Visit Premier Tile, located between Stark and Sturgeon, right off US 10. Or at PremierTileStone.com.
We got a game, boys!
This week on Sunday Night Football.
The leaders in the NFC South and the NFC West clash on SNF. Baker and the 6-4 Bucks head to SoFi Stadium to take on the 8-2 Los Angeles Rams, led by Matt Stafford. Coverage 7:30 Sunday night, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Don't miss a moment right here on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. We're in your town, your school, your huddle. 100.9 The Mitt is here for sports fans in the Great Lakes Bay region. From the hardwoods of Saginaw to Midland's Friday Night Lights. From the streets of Bay City to Freeland, Frankenmuth, and Hemlock. We roll through Beaverton, Auburn, Pinconning, Essexville, and Shepherd. All the way to Gladwin, Birch Run, Coleman, and Bridgeport. This is your sports station. High school, college, NFL, the Looms. It's all right here. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan sports leader.
Hey, I'm Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Kyle Sandel.
And the two of us are live every weekday on 100.9 The Mitt at 9 a.m. until noon, giving you opinions on the teams that you care about the most.
The Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, those teams.
And a whole lot more. Whether we're breaking down a game from the night before, debating the biggest news from the day, or doing a draft or spread picks, we're always having fun. I mean, come on, it's our job to talk about sports. How could we not be having fun?
So if the big games aren't enough for you, if you're a real diehard fan, this show is going to be perfect for you. You can count on us to be your morning sports outlet every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show with Ben Bosscher and Kyle Sandel on 100.9 The Mitt.
He got him! That's 3 of them! The Great Lakes Bay Region's home for Spartans basketball.
Tonight sees an in-state clash. The Spartans host the Detroit Mercy Titans at the Breslin Center. You can catch it tonight at 6:30, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Every MSU game all season long.
It's so fun to hear people chanting.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt. Scrolling? Make it count. Want local sports content that actually matters?
Yeah.
100.9 The Mitt is loaded with local highlights, viral plays, breaking sports news, and takes you can't get enough of.
It's hot!
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube today, and you'll never be out of the loop on the Lions, Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Michigan State, and even the biggest stories in high school sports in the Great Lakes Bay region. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
They tell us we're more connected these days. We have cell phones, email, text messaging, yet we've never felt more disconnected from the people we care about the most. We need a place that's all about bringing us together. Say hello to the Great Lakes Bay region, where towns like Saginaw, Midland, Bay City, Birch Run, Chesaning, and Frankenmuth help us leave behind the overscheduled world we live in and visit a place we haven't seen in a while. One where the people make us feel right at home. And we remember just how bright our kids' eyes get, peeking through a riverboat railing, just to catch a glimpse of the wildlife. So let's go fishing, bird watching. Let's blow the suds off a local tap, take a tall ship dinner cruise at sunset, or stop by a festival just because the name made us smile. Right here in the Great Lakes Bay region, where reconnecting with what really matters is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, welcome back in. You know, we talked about that Pistons schedule, how there's a chance that by the time the new year rolls around, they have this ridiculously inflated. I don't even think it's inflated. They'd earn every win, but there's a chance they have this ridiculous record. And I still think even if they are the 1 seed by the time the new year rolls around and they have this crazy 25-5 record, whatever it ends up being, I still don't think they'd be getting the respect in terms of the Vegas odds as one of the favorites in the Eastern Conference. They'll go down, but right now they're still fourth in odds. Cleveland and New York are just far and away the two favorites to win the East. Orlando, for some reason, third still. I don't really understand that one. And then the Pistons are sitting there at 4. I think the way that they really spike up in terms of the odds and become one of the favorites, if not the favorite to win the East, is to make a trade at the deadline, which now seems like very much like, yeah, why would you not go make at least a move to make you a contender? I think if the Pistons are to make a move, it's not necessarily has to be the all-in Lowry Markkanen move. That's like the dream prize. You'd have to give up everything. If they do that, they're the favorites to win the East. If they do 50% of that, I think they're the favorites to win the East. There's not going to be a move this year like last year where it's like, hey, they added Dennis Schroeder at the deadline, and now we think we can compete. If they make any sort of move, they are gunning for the title. They're telling you we're trying to win the Eastern Conference. There's no marginal upgrade move to make at the trade deadline this year. If the Pistons are going to make a move, they are telling you we think we are winning the Eastern Conference with this move. So any of those, I threw out a couple on Twitter last night of just trades that I wanted to happen. The actual person is irrelevant. If they make a move, it's because they're trying to launch themselves into contenders. That's how the Pistons start to get some respect on the odds.
Yeah, I mean, I think they totally will make a move, right? It just depends on how large of the move it is.
Right.
So are you saying, like, whatever the move is, they will potentially become one of the favorites of the East, or it's got to be a specific move that gets them launched into that?
I think it's basically any move. I threw out 3 yesterday. One's Lowry Markkanen. That's the mother load. You got to give up Ivy, Tobias, Ron Holland, bunch of picks probably. I threw out Trey Murphy. That's like your ultimate 3-and-D person, overqualified role player. He just signed an extension, so you basically get a 3-and-D guy for the next 3 seasons. You got to give up a few picks for it. 38% three-point shooter. I could have swore Trey Murphy was an all-defensive player one year. He's never actually made an all-defensive team, but that type of caliber of a player. And then the Michael Porter Jr. thing, you just walk right into a top 10 offense. Think Malik Beasley, but 6'10". That's his play style. Any one of those moves, I think you're automatically one of, if not the favorites to win the East.
Right. My only thing is I don't necessarily know. Like, I think there is a move coming. I just wouldn't be shocked if it's something small. It feels like with the run that they're on currently, it feels like doing something drastic isn't something that Trajan Langdon has been at least hasn't talked about doing something like that. It feels like he's very calculated and is here for the long game type of stuff, doesn't want to make any crazy moves that could potentially hurt the franchise. I'm not saying it would hurt the franchise to trade for one of those guys, but he just doesn't scream to me as the guy that would trade away 4 first-round picks is what I'm saying.
What does he seem like, though? Because we don't really get a whole lot from him.
Right.
He doesn't speak in front of the microphone all that often, and when he does, he tells us absolutely nothing. He is by far and away the GM in this town, and I like Trajan, but he's by far and away the GM where I learned nothing from his press conferences at all.
Yeah. He's pretty, tame. He doesn't speak a ton as far as,
doesn't give you
giving
anything.
out information. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on with Ivy? He's getting better. Jalen Duren going to get it extended? I don't talk about that. Okay. Then I guess I'm going home now. That's what his press conferences feel like.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I you're right. There's no evidence that he would make this trade away 3 firsts type of deal for a superstar, but there's also no evidence he wouldn't do anything like that.
The Pistons are also the best team in the East, a month into the season.
Which is why I would want to capitalize on it right now.
That wasn't really expected. And so maybe he is going to make a move that he didn't really think was expected either because of this. Who knows?
And even in the last 2 years, there's been a couple teams that have shocked the world and have gone to the finals. Like that Pacers team last year.
Yeah.
It started 2 years ago when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. That came out of nowhere. And I think maybe the Pistons last year, going on the run that they did and bringing the Knicks down to 6 games where every single game was like a 5-point game, that might be enough to where it's like, hey, man, that's to many people the favorite in the Eastern Conference. And they already kind of feel like they can beat that team. Because I think they can now, because they're a much better team than they were last year, the Pistons are. And if they can beat them, I feel like they can just beat anybody in the East.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a good comparison with that Indiana team, because if you go back to 2 years ago, it's a similar formula to what the Pistons could go on trajectory-wise right now.
Starts with the in-season tournament?
It starts with the in-season tournament, but it's also they have success in the in-season tournament. Tyrese Halliburton is their star guard. The Pistons have that with Cade. At the trade deadline, the Pacers go, quote-unquote, all in and deal for their second-best player in Pascal Siakam.
Who many people were like, that's not going to get you over the hump.
Right, exactly. People that, and you have to pay him as well. He's a fine second player, whatever. Siakam's been awesome as a Pacer, by the way. His entire tenure as a Pacer so far, he's been tremendous.
I'd say Lowry's probably better than him.
Right, they're at least similar players.
Very similar.
Similar, not play style, but as far as where they're at in rankings of the league and everything. Very similar ranked wise. And they go to the Eastern Conference Finals. They run it back once again, and they go to the finals back-to-back seasons. What's to say the Pistons can't go on that same trajectory this season?
I don't see why
in a wide-open East. But it all starts with, 1, the in-season tournament, and 2, trading for your second-best player at the deadline.
Which I think is just destined to happen at this point. And if it's not Lowry, it's someone who at least either an elite 3-and-D person who kind of gives him another piece, or a Michael Porter Jr. where it's cool, now we added another lights out shooter to stretch the floor.
They definitely need someone, whoever they add, they have to be a shooter. This team still lacks a ton of shooting.
The Lowry Markkanen just fit to the team is actually diabolically insane how perfect it would be.
Diabolically insane
how perfect he'd fit. You'd have your bigs rotation of Lowry, Stu, and Duren, and I honestly don't see any reason all 3 of them can't play together.
They probably would, at least sometimes.
Lowry's 6'11"?
Yeah. 6'11", 7 foot. I mean, he's humongous.
So you have those three guys playing together with Caden, filling like whoever you want. Asar, Dennis. Because I think the other thing that's become pretty apparent the last couple of weeks is like, I don't know about you, I think the Dennis stuff is kind of real. I don't think he'll be a 20 points per game guy.
He's probably just part of this rotation the rest of the season now, yeah.
Which makes me feel like Ivy is pretty expendable.
Yeah.
Which has been what we've been talking about for 2 years.
For sure, at least Dennis, at the minimum, Dennis has taken Marcus Sasser's spot.
At the minimum.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And by the way, guys, since January 1st, which is the day Ivy got hurt, the Pistons are 43-22. They can trade him, especially now that Dennis is kind of balling out the way that he is. Ron Holland's the bigger piece. If the Jazz are going to trade Markkanen, I think they'd have to give up Ron. And that would be really tough to give up Ron, who embodies what it means to be a Piston. Right. He's one of the dogs.
So young, year 2. Feels like he has a really untapped potential as well.
It would suck. But, man, like a Lowry and Markkanen addition to the team, and for you to have those three bigs, I think pretty much makes you the favorite in the Eastern Conference. 989-837-6125. I told you once, I do not care how the Lions win on Sunday. All they have to do is pick up a win. Agree or disagree, this is the Ben Bosscher Show here on 100.9 The Minute, live on YouTube and Facebook. Stay tuned.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
I'm Sarah Stockford, host of 100.9 The Mid's Success Suite, a podcast highlighting the most inspiring female leaders across the Great Lakes Bay region. This month, we spoke with Sharon Mortensen, President and CEO of the Midland Area Community Foundation.
It's a group of people that come together to learn about and to provide input on things happening in our community. So our next upcoming time that we're together, we're talking about law enforcement. We're going to have our prosecutor and our sheriff and our police chief talking about what they're doing and then getting input from the group. So that's a wonderful way for people to come and learn and share their ideas. We've also partnered with the Midland Business Alliance on the My Pros Community Crowd Fund, which started, goodness now, I think it's been probably 4 years.
Listen to the full episode on YouTube at 100.9 The Minute. Subscribe and hit the notification button to be alerted when new episodes drop. That's Success Suite with Sarah Stockford.
Markets down, estate planning struggling, the economy's in a whirlwind.
What's the play, Coach?
Call Doug Cellini.
Hi, I'm Doug Cellini, financial advisor with Kingsview Partners in Midland. When the market's blitzing and your finances are on defense, I'll help you call the right place, keeping your goals and best interests first.
That's a championship plan right there.
Let's build your game plan today. Call me, Doug Cellini, at 989-214-4444. That's 989-214-4444.
Hey, Timmy Turkey! Oh, how I have loved growing old with you. Of course I remember Disneyland. Who knew they'd let a turkey in? But we have to have a real conversation right now. There's going to be some adjustments to our relationship. In a way, you could say we'll be closer than ever. This nothing, just ignore it. Look over there!
Happy Thanksgiving from the Mitt. From Midland to Bay City, Saginaw to Sanford. From Frankenmuth, Freeland, and Hemlock to Auburn, Essexville, and Pinconning, 100.9 The Mid is the heartbeat of the Great Lakes Bay region, and proud of it. We're your home for local sports, local stories, and local pride. Whether you're in Birch Run, Beaverton, Gladwin, Chesaning, or Coleman, football, basketball, hockey, Spartans, NFL, Loons, all right here. 100.9 The Mitt, Mid-Michigan's sports leader.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Michigan needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
From the Blazy Electric Studios, this is Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt, WLUN, Pinconning, Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
$11 hour is brought to you by our friends over at Yiter Insurance. Life happens fast, And at Yair Insurance Group, they're here to make sure you're covered every step of the way. Locally owned and trusted in Midland for decades. They treat you like family, not just another policy number. From home and auto to business and life insurance, Yair has the right coverage for every stage of life. Their team makes insurance simple with expert advice and real people you can actually talk to. Yair Insurance Group, they'll be there when you need them since 1940. I told you this earlier, Kyle. I don't really care how much the Lions win by. I don't really care if they cover their spread. I'm not going to be touching it this week. It's 10.5. It's at home. They're in the black jerseys. They could win by 9 touchdowns. Wouldn't be shocked at all. Okay, 9 seems a little bit aggressive, but you know what I mean. They could do one of these 50-point games, blow the Giants out of the water, and I'm not going to be surprised. They could also win by a field goal. And I wouldn't be shocked, and I wouldn't really care. All my focus, and this is premature to do it, but all you have to do is walk away with a win on Ford Field. Let's get that out of the way. You still have to win on Sunday, because if you lose, it's absolute panic time. All of a sudden, you're 6-5. Now you're going up against Green Bay. They're potentially sweeping you. It's at home. It's that thing. Like, you can't lose this game if you don't want your fans to spiral out of control. But even if you win this game, there is no time for celebration with the Thanksgiving game on Thursday. Because Monday rolls around, and rather than talking about, hey, this guy played really good and this guy played... No, you have to win on Thursday. Like, it's right away. There's no room for victory Mondays when you have the quick turnaround, especially when it's this Thanksgiving game, especially when it's against the Packers, especially when it's against a team you already lost to. All 3 of those combined, that leads to the second must-win game of the season, which might end up being the biggest game of the year. I don't care how they win. Just find a way to win. Whether it's clean, dirty, ugly, sexy, it does not matter. Find a way to win, and let's move on Monday to Green Bay. Are you with me, or is there actual real takeaways you can have from this crappy Giants team?
I think there's real takeaways that you can have offensively. Like, I guess not offensively, positive takeaways that you can have for the Lions. Like, if things go right in this game in a way that they're fixing some of the stuff that has been issues the last several weeks, then I think, yeah, that's an actual thing that you can take away from this game. But the negative stuff, like if they just continue to struggle a little bit offensively with the run game, Jared Goff's under pressure, taking sacks, if that stuff is going on, then I'm probably just like, well, if it happens against Green Bay, then I'm very concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe they are just focusing on Green Bay. Like, I think there's takeaways you can have from this game, yes, but it's definitely not going to be anything you're primarily focused on for, more than a day? Because you got to gear up for Green Bay.
Right.
So I think it's kind of the mindset you have to take this week.
I'll tell you this.
You got to win still. I mean, of course, we can't understate that.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to win.
Yeah, find a way. Find a way to win. I don't care how it is. But I'll make our audience this. Like, on Monday morning, I'm not going to sit here and start getting really, mad about anything that happened, no matter what. Like, on Monday, they could win by a field goal, and it's on to Green Bay. All right? They could win by 50. And you know what? Not a ton of time for celebration either. On to Green Bay. This is the biggest game of the year next week. But with that being said, like you mentioned, you still have to win on Sunday. I just don't care how it is. Just find a way to win. It's going to be one of those games. It might not be pretty. It might not be a blowout. Find a way to win, and all is forgiven. That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of the mindset that you have to take, because we've discussed that Green Bay game. I mean, this has been one that you have been gearing up for since what?
Since week 1.
Week 2, basically. Yeah, since afterwards. Like, they're going to get their revenge on Thanksgiving against Green Bay.
Thanksgiving massacre.
And that's just been boiling up over, and it's boiling over at this point. You're finally reached that point, but you have this game that you have to take care of business beforehand. So I'm with you. Like you said, it's not as important of a game as any of them. Lions have also just, cleaned up against these bad teams, though, too. Like, I don't think it's something we have to worry about with Detroit to be like, as long as you get a win, even if it's close, and all of a sudden we're in the game and it's close and we're thinking, oh, no, are they actually have a chance to lose this game? Like, they don't do that against these bad teams, and they don't do that in back-to-back losses. Like, they just don't lose back-to-back games.
Nope.
So they typically cover off of a loss as well. That's why I think that it's not something we're going to have to worry about, and then it's going to be full bore, Green Bay, FTP, we're ready to go.
Do you think they're going to be favorites against Green Bay? at home. They were dogs on the road by 1.5 to open up the season, and they got blown out. I would guess they're 1.5 point favorites or 2.5 point favorites at home.
Depending on what happens on Sunday, I think plays with Green Bay and Minnesota. If Green Bay handles Minnesota, a team that beat the Lions in Ford Field 3 weeks ago, I think Green Bay might be favored.
Really?
I think so. If because it's just Ford Field has not been shown to be. I mean, they got beat by Minnesota in the divisional game there at home as 9-point favorites.
I'll tell you what, man. If the Lions are underdogs, that check I got yesterday for payday is going. I'm exaggerating, but there's going to be a handsome amount on the Lions to win on Thursday.
Enough where you probably aren't going to be sitting with the family at Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I refuse to believe that they're going to lose 2 games in a row to the Packers. That's a team they always get up for. I was absolutely floored the way that week 1 went. They're going to come back seeking revenge. They haven't gotten swept by a divisional opponent since 2021. That is the game this year. It's Thanksgiving. It's against the team, your biggest rival, and they've already beaten you once this season.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked. I do not think they're going to be underdogs. Pretty much no matter what happens on Sunday.
They could lose and
short
Green
of them
Bay
losing.
blows out Minnesota. Yeah, I think then Green Bay's for sure favorites.
Anything short of them losing to Green Bay, I think they're 1.5 point favorites.
The Giants, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think Vegas knows that too. They're unlikely to lose a divisional game at home to a divisional team that they've already beaten. I think Vegas is well aware of that.
You're probably right. Yeah, I would say more than likely the Lions will be favored as well. It's probably going to be pretty tight. Like you said, 1.5, 2.5. It's definitely not going to stretch more than that. But we'll see what happens this week. I mean, if Green Bay kind of craps their pants against 9 and he exposes them and beats them up, then who knows? Maybe Lions will be favored by even more.
9. He's putting a disrespect on 9. I feel like there's been so many great quarterbacks to wear 9, and now every time I hear 9, it's J.J. McCarthy's alter ego. It's the only thing that can come to mind.
I call him 9.
Even Stafford, he's a guy that always comes to mind. Breeze. J-Mo used to wear it. Yeah.
No.
Did you have a 9? Did you have a 9 J-Mo jersey?
Oh, I still have it, and I'd be rocking it.
Yeah. The number 1 jersey do you have? Is that also J-Mo?
No, I don't have a number 1 Lions jersey.
Oh, I could have swore you had a number 1. Do you have a 24 Gibbs? Is that what he used to wear? 26?
Nope, don't have Gibbs.
Okay.
I got St. Brown.
Imagine St. Brown switches number. Let's go back to not switching numbers. You shouldn't be allowed to just switch your number every year.
Yeah, that's been kind of a tough move. Well, wasn't St. Brown's whole thing that he chose 14 because of the number of wide receivers picked in front of him in the draft, and it's wrong? There was actually 16, and he just went with 14.
Yeah, his girlfriend at the time
said
miscounted.
It was 14.
Yeah.
Which, Goff rocked 16 anyway, so it wouldn't have worked out, but kind of hilarious that was his whole, because he's the guy that is the I can name everybody drafted in front of me.
St. Brown?
Yeah.
He can do that? Is that a thing?
Right.
He can name all the guys. Wow, I didn't learn something new every day.
Right.
All right, 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live right here on 100.9 The Mitt. We've still got our SGP to get to. We'll do another round of the news. We're going to do our true traditions to close out every single show by the time noon rolls around. This is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on The Mitt. As always, brought to you by our friends over at Dow, proudly rooted in Midland for decades, making an impact around the world. Innovation that creates solutions for cleaner water, safer homes, and a more sustainable future. A company built on science, but driven by people, with thousands of employees who call this community home. Supporting local schools, events, and nonprofits because being good neighbors matters. From the lab to the Little League field, Dow is invested in the places we live, work, and play. Dow, solving with science, standing with the community. When we come back, we'll create a little SGP for the weekend for the Lions versus Giants game. 1 o'clock. I don't like the Lions 1 o'clock games. I think I've decided that.
What?
I don't like them.
You don't like them?
No. I'd rather them be playing at night or in the 4 o'clock window.
Really?
Or on Thursday or on Monday. I just like sitting down and watching the football.
It's refreshing to have the 1 p.m. game. I'm not going to lie.
I like just doing the quad box and casually watching 4 games. I can't do that when the Lions are on. I don't know what's going on the rest of the 1 o'clock slate when the Lions are on.
You're right.
unfortunately. All right. Maybe that's the, I don't know what generation I'm in. Just you can't focus on two things at once. Lack of attention span.
Right, exactly.
All right, 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosscher Show. Live on the Mitt. We'll be right back with an SGP.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Since 1940, Yiter Insurance Group has been a trusted friend to generations of your neighbors in the Great Lakes Bay region and across the country. Proudly representing auto owners insurance, we're licensed in nearly every state, so no matter where life takes you, we got you covered. And because we're an independent insurance agent, we don't believe in one size fits all. We work for you to find coverage that fits your life, your family, and your business. That's why families and businesses have relied on Yiter Insurance and auto owners for peace of mind. Yiter Insurance Group, local roots, national reach, and always your friend in the insurance business.
It is the Scholar Athlete of the Month, proudly presented by Fisher Companies here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. This month's recipient is Braden Schwartzkampf from Calvary Baptist Academy. With a 3.7 GPA, Braden is a two-sport athlete playing basketball and soccer. He owns a lawn business. He's in the choir, mock election, and wants to be a teacher for his career. Braden gained experience with Teachers for Tomorrow.
I started to teach math and tutor kids in that class who were struggling. And then for grammar, I just went around doing spell checks, and I think I taught the class 4 or 5 times. I really enjoyed being able to help the kids out and just impact their life in a way. It was a really cool experience.
Next fall, Braden will continue his academic and athletic career studying and playing basketball at Spring Harbor College. To hear the full interview and nominate a local athlete for our scholarship program, visit 1009themitt.com.
A beautiful yard increases both the value of your home and the quality of your life. Commercially, landscaping creates a positive impression of your professionalism and commitment to community, customers, and employees. Cervinsky Sod has been creating and maintaining outdoor spaces for 56 years. Whether your project is residential or commercial, the team at Cervinsky Sod Services will work with you to build and meet budgets and finish the job with top quality and in a timely manner. To get a quote, call 989-835-4810 or visit CervinskySodService.com.
I'm Kevin Spencer, your Midland Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Edward Jones is a proud supporter of high school sports in the Great Lakes Bay region.
Call Kevin Spencer, your local Edward Jones financial advisor in Midland, 989-832-8428, or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
He got it! That's 3 of them!
The Great Lakes Bay region's home for Spartans basketball.
Tonight sees an in-state clash. The Spartans host the Detroit Mercy Titans at the Breslin Center. You can catch it tonight at 6:30, presented by Weiss Equipment.
Every MSU game all season long.
It's so fun to hear people chanting.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9.
The Mitt.
The Mitt. Local sports don't stop when the game ends, and neither do we. 100.9 The Mitt is your digital home for the latest news across the state of Michigan. From high school to college and the pros, it's all on our socials. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search 100.9 The Mitt and join the squad. Stay locked in on the latest stats and stories with exclusive video takes from local talent. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt.
If you served, we want you to get the health care and benefits you earned. We want you to come to VA.
There's never been a better time to apply. Under a new law called the PACT Act, we've expanded VA care and benefits to millions of people who served and their survivors.
No matter where you served or how long you served, check out va.gov/PACT to learn more about what VA can do for you and your family.
Come to VA.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, 989-837-6125. Welcome back in. Let's do it. It's 11:15, which means it's time for our SGP that we do on a Friday for the Lions game every single week. I told you earlier on the show, I was eyeing the Jahmyr Gibbs rushing props, which we've avoided for the most part when we do these SGPs. Which I don't think one's hit yet, which means we're due.
I think that's exactly what that means.
His over-under set at 73.5. I feel pretty comfortable with that.
Okay, so here's the thing, though. What prop do you want to... I love how we just do this live, by the way. It's like the best because it's just we're just talking through the picks.
Just boys talking ball.
Right, exactly. Just talking bets. You know, this is like me and my boys every Sunday morning. What touchdown parlay are we throwing together? Anyways, do you want to go with just the Gibbs rush yards, or do you want to take it up a notch and do the rush plus receiving? Because we saw him get 100 yards through the air against Philly on a lot of these, like you said, screen plays, him lining up in the slot. We've talked about seeing that a little bit more.
His over-under for rushing plus receiving yards is 105.
I think that's like straight locks, right? Like, do you feel more comfortable about that? Because that's basically asking him to get 30 receiving yards if the rush line, since that's at 73.5. He probably can do this all on the ground anyways.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was thinking.
Right. So do we just do an alt rush yards then if you just want to do it that way?
No, because I do think they're going to get him involved in the passing game because of the Brian Burns stuff.
So do we do an alt rush plus receiving? Gibbs 125 rush plus receiving is plus 178. I mean, that's a lot.
I mean, he's hit 90-plus yards on the ground 4 times this season. We basically need another 15 through the air.
Right.
Let's just take the 105. Or do we go down and just do 100? And that's just one of the legs.
Okay, let's do it for now. We can change it.
Minus 150.
Yep.
What if we did 110 yards for even odds?
That's what I'm thinking. Plus 100, 110.
Okay, leg number 1.
So if you look, I mean, even if you just take a look at his box score, like you said, he's had the 90 yards in that many games. But in those games that he's had the 90 yards, he's gotten the receiving yards and a good amount of them to scoot him over that number as well.
Okay. Leg number 1 set. It's been a few weeks since Amon-Ra scored.
When's the last time? I mean, we have to put a touchdown score in here, of course.
The problem is this is one of those weeks where no one has good odds to score a touchdown. I think that's partially because Sam Laporta's not playing, but you've got 3 guys with minus odds. David Montgomery, I never thought I'd see him have minus odds again to score a touchdown, yet here we are. That actually might just be the move.
Is it? It might be, because I was thinking, here's what I was thinking. Do we just go Ultra Gibbs Day, and is it a Gibbs scores twice day?
Oh, man.
You know, or do we just lay off and go with Montgomery? Because there's really no point in putting a Gibbs to score once.
What's he sitting at, minus 150? Oh, minus 310.
Yeah, I mean,
God.
He's just obviously scoring once. Like, it's quite obvious. He didn't score last week. He's not a guy that goes multiple games in a row without scoring a touchdown. He's for sure going to score. So then it comes down to...
I'm sussed out by Montgomery touchdown.
You're sussed out
there's just something about
it. In a
it.
good way?
No. In a bad way.
Like you're not taking it.
It's not that I don't think he's going to score, but there's just something along the lines of like, hey, man, we took the backup running back and he only had minus 105 odds, and if he didn't score and that was the one leg, it'd be, I don't know. That would piss me off.
Here's something to throw at you. So Gibbs this season in games that he has scored more than one time most of those times. Against Washington, 3 touchdowns. Didn't score against Minnesota. Against Tampa Bay, scores twice. Didn't score against Kansas City. Seeing a little bit of a pattern here.
What do you think his odds are to score 2?
I already saw it. Plus 290?
Plus 180.
Oh, what?
That's a little frightening.
Oh, I was looking at first touchdown.
For odds that low?
Plus 180 to score twice? Or
I don't know if that's good enough odds.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. But is it such low odds that it's like, oh, it is a lock then? No, we don't have to take it. We don't have to take it. Do we just go with Amon-Ra?
At minus 130? I feel the most comfortable with Amon-Ra finding the end zone this week.
Okay.
There's 2 legs.
I still might just separately do Gibbs to score twice.
I might do Gibbs to score 3 times, hat trick.
He did it against Washington.
J-Mo's been hot. Ever since Dan Campbell took over play calling, J-Mo's been the one that's benefited the most from that. Is there a chance that this continues?
continues in what way?
That he is 60.5 yards.
I would say, what are we thinking for the prop here? Because if we're looking at just the last couple games for Jameson Williams, obviously, like you said, it's been a tick up in the production. Plus, you add in the fact that St. Brown has just been a little bit less involved offensively. That's not something the Lions should be worried about by any means. But J-Mo's production the last couple games, I mean, obviously against Washington, destroys 120 yards, touchdown. Then last week against Philly, like the only guy that got anything going, 88 yards and a touchdown, 7 targets in both of those games. He's gotten that 60-plus receiving yards in 3 straight games now. Ugh.
I have an alternate proposition for you.
What's that?
Someone to get 2 receptions.
Someone?
Plus odds.
Brock Wright?
No.
Oh, I was really hoping you were going to say Brock Wright, man. I would have smashed it. Someone has 2 plus odds to get 2 plus receptions?
Yeah.
Montgomery?
Nope.
Then
he does, but
then I have
that's
no
not
idea.
who I'm thinking of. What about Leaf? No, you got to remember, no Laporta.
I don't know.
Someone's got to step up. And Dan Campbell made a point of saying we need to get him involved.
And John Morton made it a point to say that we need to get Isaac Tesla involved.
Yeah, but I actually believe Dan Campbell. And against Washington, let's see.
Had 4 catches. 4 for 49.
My issue is there's just not a lot. There's not enough volume for me to feel comfortable taking it.
He's only had 4 games this season with 2 catches. I just imagine if. Yeah, 4 games. They've played in what, 10?
Which games were those?
First game of the year, Green Bay, Cleveland, Tampa Bay, and Washington.
Okay.
I just think, imagine that's the lone leg that doesn't hit.
That'd be unfortunate.
You'd feel way worse about that than like J-Mo something.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I'm cool with the J-Mo stuff. Now that I'm thinking it over a little bit more.
Yards or receptions, though? Because I've been more comfortable with the receptions lately because they've just been making it a point to get him the ball, and it's not necessarily on the deep stuff.
Even though he has gotten the yards with it, too.
Yes.
Because he has 7 targets last 2 games, 4 receptions in the last 2 games as well. So I'm guessing his receptions is probably 4.5.
I think it's 3.5. 3.5 with not good value.
Yeah, 4 plus is minus 152. But once it goes up to 5, that's when I'm a little bit like, I don't know. I think I'm out on 5.
I mean, that's one shy of his career high.
Right.
I think Vegas has caught up to us with the J-Mo stuff.
So you either go 4 receptions for J-Mo at minus 152, which seems rough, or you just take his yards. 60 yards is minus 120.
Let's go 60 yards.
Okay.
I feel like he can, if he just gets one catch where he breaks one, because these Giants corners are god-awful. He doesn't even necessarily have to catch a bomb. He just has to catch one going full speed across the middle of the field, and I think he's going to get us our leg.
Right. Okay, let me ask you this, Ben. Right now, we're at plus 583.
Mm-hmm.
Hear me out.
We stop?
We're at plus 583. This is 3 legs. We usually typically go to 4 or 5 legs. I think one more leg is probably the play here. But if we removed the St. Brown touchdown and instead did, throw it all out there and did the Gibbs 2 touchdowns, this would get us to plus 650 for just a 3-leg parlay. Putting 2 touchdowns in a parlay seems irresponsible.
I don't want to put 2. Yeah.
Like I'm saying, putting a guy to score 2 touchdowns.
Especially when we already have his yards.
Right. We don't have to do that. I was just throwing it out there.
Let's see if we can find another leg.
I honestly thought it was just going to be better odds as well with that. I thought it'd get us into the 700 or 800 range.
I was going to say, I would like that to be like a 100-point differential if we were going to do that. Let's find another one we like.
Is there any Giants legs that you're feeling some type of way about?
No.
Like Wan'Dale Robinson to catch a couple passes or something? No, okay.
Is this as simple as just, why not just put Lions money line in here?
What's it do?
640.
Yeah, I mean.
Or are we looking for something with a little bit more juice? Do we tease it down to like minus 4.5 point spread?
No, I think with all the talk you've said about you don't care how they win, I think it's got to be money line or nothing.
Money line doesn't do it a whole lot.
Right.
640, but that's still pretty good, I think. Your call. Do you want to get more aggressive?
I'm just peeping everything else.
We need a win.
Right.
We have lost 3 straight of these.
I think we just toss in Lions money line and call it there. I think Lions money line plus 643. It's semi-safe, and like you said, we need to hit one.
Okay, Jahmyr Gibbs, 110 rushing plus receiving yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown to score 6 points. Jamison Williams, 60 yards, and the Detroit Lions to win the game on Sunday. That is your Mitt same game parlay for plus 640. 989-837-6125. We'll get that posted a little bit later on so you guys can follow along. Servinsky, Sod, yeah, they've got your dream lawn, and they can literally roll it out. Locally grown, top-quality sod that turns patchy yards into backyard showstoppers, and they've been doing it for over 50 years. They are experts. Whether you're fixing a rough spot or redoing your whole yard, Servinsky delivers lush green perfection. Fast, friendly, and farm fresh because your grass should be greener right now. Don't settle for Increase the value of your home and get the lawn your neighbors will envy with Servinsky sod.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
Do we have any spray paint? Why? I need lots of paint. I'm going to paint the house.
I don't think so.
But it looks bad.
Well, you can't spray paint the house.
And then let's call Bresky Siding and Building Repair. They can do it.
Is your siding looking faded, worn out, or just in need of an update? Call me, Derek Bresky, at Bresky Siding and Building Repair today for all your siding, roofing, and gutter needs.
The new rebranded Matt Smith Modern Realty.
Well, Matt Smith Outdoors was really reflective of how I started my real estate journey, taking my outdoor experience, moving that into the real estate space to help people buy and sell land. So many people in this region ended up calling me and wanting me to work with them to help them buy and sell homes. This new brand was more reflective of what I'm delivering to people in this region every day.
Detours driving you bonkers? Ideal Party Store's got your back with the Detour discount. While the Lafayette Bridge is closed, enjoy 10% off select craft beer 6-packs and 10% off 4 bottles of select wine, 750 milliliters or more, with 2 great locations, 908 North Johnson on the east side and 401 Salzburg on the west side. Ideal Party Store makes every detour worth it. Serving Bay City since 1934, we're here to make you the life of the party.
Since 2007, the Michigan Baseball Foundation has invested over $1.8 million into our communities, supporting over 350 projects across 14 Michigan counties. From restoring Alma Little League fields to creating nature-based classrooms at the Chippewa Nature Center and enhancing accessibility at the middle of the Mitt Miracle Field, MBF is making a real difference. Every ticket to a Great Lakes Loons game helps fund these initiatives. Join us in building a stronger, more vibrant community. Learn more at MichiganBaseballFoundation.org.
Hey, I'm Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Kyle Sandel.
And the two of us are live every weekday on 100.9 The Mitt at 9 a.m. until noon, giving you opinions on the teams that you care about the most.
The Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons, those teams.
And a whole lot more. Whether we're breaking down a game from the night before, debating the biggest news from the day, or doing a draft or spread picks, we're always having fun. I mean, come on, it's our job to talk about sports. How could we not be having fun?
So if the big games aren't enough for you, if you're a real diehard fan, this show is going to be perfect for you. You can count on us to be your morning sports outlet every day.
The Ben Bosscher Show with Ben Bosscher and Kyle Sandel on 100.9 The Mitt.
Let's go! Get him going! Mondays this football season when you want the NFL. I got your back! I got your back! I got your back! I got your back! We're going to the Super Bowl. It's right here. Let's make this thing happen. Come on. We've got Monday Night Football all season long.
We got a big one coming up, guys.
Bryce Young coming off a career game brings the Panthers to Santa Clara to face the 49ers. M&F coverage 7:30, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Right here on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. You want sports takes? You want local voices that own the mic? Yeah. We've got them on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. It kicks off at 6 a.m. with Anthony Bellino on Spin on Sports.
Rise and shine.
From 9 to noon, don't miss Michigan's newest sports show, The Ben Bosscher Show.
Hey, remember that.
At noon, you get America's smartest sports takes, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
I want Shador to play.
And at 3, the one and only Bill Simonson and The Huge Show. This is where real fans stay locked in. 100.9 The Mitt.
Let's pick out a good wine. Let's discover a new taste from a new place. Let's meet the people who handpick the grapes in places dedicated to the craft. In a land that only knows one way to grow things, rich and full. Welcome to Michigan, where the 4 seasons and 4 Great Lakes smile on the winemaker, where the quality of the wine is exceeded only by the warmth of the greeting waiting for us. And with more than 90 wineries, covering more than 13,000 acres, the harvest has never been better. So let's wander through lush vineyards, discover hidden treasures in vast cellars, and renew ourselves in comfortable tasting rooms. Let's all raise a glass. Let's gather our closest friends and become even closer. Because taking time to toast the beauty and bounty of life is pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
All right, Kyle, it's that time of the day. Give us the news.
The Mitt's Morning Catch.
Doctor, give me the news.
What is that?
Yeah.
What is that from?
I got a bad case of loving you.
Like that? Pretty good, huh?
Who is that?
That's a song. I don't know who sings it, though. Anyways,
Kyle
it's
was
time for the
singing
news.
again,
Look,
yeah.
I just noticed, by the way, Ben,
Yep.
just throwing this out there, we just built the SGP for Lions Giants.
Yeah.
If you want to hear what it was, rewind the show on YouTube, Facebook, you can do that. They closed the line on St. Brown touchdown score. It just got, closed.
Locked up?
It affected my parlay.
Oh.
Did something just happen with St. Brown? Oh, no, they just locked up all the touchdown scores.
They heard us do it, and so
Yeah.
many people bet on it that they had to close the book.
That's actually exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully that didn't affect anything for people betting on the game. I snuck mine in time, though, but I just noticed that, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Well, when we say it to everyone and everyone does it, they're like, "What's going on?"
Right?
Do we need to invest in the Chauncey Billups SGP?
Correct, yes. It's the FBI, actually, who locked us up. Okay, let's talk about some news going on. As mentioned earlier, but tonight, Michigan State Hoops is back in action against UDM, Detroit Mercy, the Titans in the Breslin Center, 6:30 tip. Ben, we didn't really get a chance to talk about the MSU game from the other night because I was gone, of course. I texted you after that game, and I was like, man, tomorrow's the worst show ever for me to be gone.
Yeah, because it was the night after the Wings.
Beats Kentucky.
Yep.
The Pistons had a crazy, awesome win. And obviously the Wings won as well. It was just a great – and Gleyber Torres picked up the QO.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I'd want to be on the show so bad today.
I thought Tom Izzo and the Spartans demoralized. That's the one word I would choose to describe what they did to Kentucky. Demoralized him to the point where all the heads were hanging low. There was a lot of looking at the floor, and they couldn't get a good look off clean on offense for 30 minutes. Eventually, you give up on the defensive end when that's going on. So just a demoralizing effort. I think this Izzo team is closer than the last few years, and that's evident to the start that they've had.
Yeah, totally. Spartans have a busy week coming up. Obviously, they play UDM tonight. They'll play East Carolina, the Pirates, I believe, next week on Tuesday. And then I think this is the same exact thing as last year. They take on UNC on Thanksgiving this year in the Maui Invitational. I think they played them on Thanksgiving last year as well.
I don't think this is Maui, is it?
Or which one is it? It's one of those ones. You're right. I actually don't think it's Maui. It's the Fort Myers tip-off. That's what it is. So it's in Florida, yes. So they'll play UNC there, and then they'll have another team that they'll have to play in that tournament as well afterwards. It's just not on the schedule right now. So on Thanksgiving, though, UNC. So that's going to be a ton of fun. We'll keep an eye on Michigan State.
And then Duke 2 weeks from now.
Duke.
Crazy stretch before Big Ten play starts.
Like I said, it felt like it obviously isn't, but it felt like a last dance type of schedule for Izzo this year. But that's just what he does, He doesn't care. Okay, let's talk about the Tigers because they've lost one of their relievers, Alex Lang, the turtle-necked man who wasn't on the team much this season, dealing with injury, minor league rehab most of the season. He's reached a one-year deal with the Kansas City Royals. Oof.
Tough scene. He didn't really pitch a whole lot for the Tigers, though, like you said. They've got their 1-2 punch in Finnegan.
Remember when he was reliever of the month, though, 2 years ago in May, and we were like, is Alex Lang the best closer in baseball? I remember that.
No, I don't remember saying that. I do remember asking if he was going to be our best closer on the team.
Right. I remember people were like, he's untouchable. Like, you can't trade him at the deadline.
I feel like that gets thrown around just a little bit too much for pitchers. For closers specifically when they have good months. You know what I mean?
Hey, we got a little bit of breaking news here, Ben.
What's up?
Jackson Dart has been ruled out against the Lions on Sunday.
Oh.
That's why. So that's actually probably why the touchdown scores got locked up in that to bet on the game, because they were figured out Dart's line. And, the line has been moved already just like that, Ben. It's
11?
gone from 10.5 to 12.5. A 2-point swing for Jackson Dart and Winston. Guess what the Lion did you place that parlay, by the way?
Nope, I should have.
Lions money line has gone from minus 640 to minus 900.
Oh my God!
I placed it. I placed it. Let's go. Hey, if you were listening and you're tailing this SGP of Lions Giants and you got it in time, congrats, because while we talk about more news, I'm going to dial it up and see how much it's changed, but I can assume it's pretty rough.
It's probably minus 500 now.
You still
or plus 500
You
now.
still can't bet on the touchdowns right now. It's still locked up.
It's probably plus 500. Plus 500 now.
It might be worse than that.
Maybe.
Oh, man, that's tough. No Jackson Dart, though. It's going to be Jameis Winston against the Lions.
How many interceptions? Over, under 1.5.
How many did he throw? He just threw one, right? Or no, did he actually? I think he threw 0, right?
Against the Packers, he threw 1.
Okay, he did throw 1.
It was with the game on the line.
That's right.
But he should have thrown 4.
Right. I don't know, because it felt like in that game against Green Bay, they were actually like trying to play conservative with Jameis Winston, and that's just not how he plays. Like, they were trying to keep the ball out of his hands as much as they could.
He doesn't even know what conservative means.
Right. So if you have Jameis Winston, you just have to play the Jameis experience. Like, you can't like try to mask it. So it depends on how they approach it. If they let him kind of do his Jameis thing, yeah, he'll throw 2 picks for sure.
3 turnover-worthy plays on. I would have guessed way more on Sunday versus the Packers. I would imagine we get at least 2 picks.
No Dart. I wonder how that makes John feel. Does that make John feel better or worse?
Why would that make him feel better?
I don't know. Maybe he thinks that Winston can lead him to a win. Who knows? But John has him plus 10.5, so he got a little bit of a short end of the stick there, because now it's 12.5. Tough look. We got a discount on our spread picks, though, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of quarterback injuries, Aaron Rodgers with that left wrist slight fracture, they're calling it, was limited in his return to practice on Thursday, didn't practice Wednesday, and we'll see if the practice report today is any indication for Rodgers to play. It's a big game for Detroit, actually, to pay attention to. Steelers at Bears. Lions still trying to take control of the NFC North, and they trail Chicago right now.
I hope Rodgers doesn't play so I can actually root for the Steelers to beat the Bears. But if they end up playing Rodgers, I can't root for anything to happen. I can't root for the Bears, and I'm certainly not rooting for Aaron Rodgers.
Right. Yeah, that's one of them hate-watch games.
Yep.
I mean, just a terrible...
both teams suck.
Yeah, I just don't want to root for any of that stuff. You know, and I was thinking about that when you were doing the whole, like, I don't care how we win, just win thing. Major Ben Johnson vibes coming from Ben Bosscher.
Oh, really?
There. That's just kind of Ben Johnson's thing. You know, like, this is
what we do.
This is what we do. What, you win in really ugly, odd ways?
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, that is what they do.
I guess
he's not wrong.
I guess that is what you guys do. Like, I can't deny it. So
they do it better than everybody.
All right, Alex Ovechkin has moved into 10th all-time on the NHL's points list after a hat trick last night in the Capitals' win. Ovechkin just continues to break more and more records here late into his career.
Good for Alex Ovechkin, man. Patrick Kane, I like when he starts setting some of these, too. It's like, once in a while, the Wings will get a small victory because It's like, oh, here Patrick Kane did this.
That's pretty cool, yeah. Speaking of this guy did this, Tyrese Maxey scored his career high last night. 54 ball against the Bucks in overtime. Man, Maxey has just been on an absolute tear this season, Ben. Is he still leading he's got to be top 3 in points per game still, right? I haven't checked this in a second.
Maxey's
look it up.
Legitimately threatening to take an All-NBA spot away from Kane.
Right.
Like, those guys...
I think they might just both get one.
No, you're right, but, like, he's another guard that's like, oh, we're going to have to get this guy some love, too, which I just don't like.
Yeah.
That.
Maxey, second in the league in points per game right now at 33.4. Ben, you got 6 guys averaging above 30 points per game this year. You want to try to rip them really quick?
Yeah. Luka.
First at 34.5.
Maxey,
second, yep.
Lowry
marking in 5th at 30.5. Oh, boy. 30 ball for Lowry. The shotgun, they call him.
Giannis,
he's fourth at 31.2. You got two more guys. I think you can get this.
I don't think it's Jokic, but I'll guess Jokic.
He's just off the list. First guy off at 29 a game. Couple guards.
SGA.
Shea, yep, 32 a game. This guy, number 6,
Donovan
at
Mitchell.
30.2. You got it. It's Spida Mitchell. Nice job. Little quick trivia in the news. We'll end the news with this. Thought this was kind of funny, so I figured I would toss it in. Which, actually, let me quickly throw in that Domantas Sabonis has a meniscus tear. He's out 3 to 4 weeks for the Kings. They're already having a terrible season. Now he's going to be out. But I wanted to toss this in football news. CeeDee Lamb spoke for the first time following not the suspension, but the sitting out of the opening drive that Lamb and Pickens both had to miss in their game last week. He said that they missed their curfew Sunday, which resulted in them missing the first series. He said they were in the casino having dinner and drinks, and he denied the claim that, I don't know if you heard this claim, that somebody spotted CeeDee Lamb puking outside of the casino. He said that was not him, and then that he was really upset that people were assuming that was him because it wasn't. But we'll never know.
We'll never know. Gut instinct, was it him? I would say no.
I would say no. I mean, like, I get kind of being out at the casino and having, like, that's different, but
I feel like when you're a professional athlete, you know, like, hey, man, I can't be drinking the entire night.
And it's not even that. It's like, if I am going to go do that, I'm not doing it in a public area.
Right.
Like, he knows he can't be seen doing that.
And if you're throwing up, you're probably hungover the next day. He balled out.
Yeah, he was not. Yeah, he didn't play hungover, that's for sure.
All right, 989-837-6125. We've got two traditions to close out every single show. Those are when we come back. Hey, at Mr. Appliance, they're your go-to fast, reliable home appliance repair right here in Midland. From refrigerators to ovens, dryers, washers, and more, they'll get you back up and running. Upfront pricing, friendly techs, and dependable service you can trust. Need help at home or at your business? Mr. Appliance is just a call or a click away. Keep your home running smoothly with Mr. Appliance. Schedule service today at MrAppliance.pro.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Hi, I know it's late, but I just had a fender bender, and I wasn't sure who to call.
You did the right thing. At Yider Insurance, we're here for you 24/7, day or night, weekday or weekend. You'll always get a real person ready to help. Backed by Auto Owners Insurance.
Life doesn't happen on a 9-to-5 schedule, and neither does Yider. With trusted partners like Auto Owners, whether it's a claim, a question about coverage, or just peace of mind, you can count on us anytime you need us.
Yider Insurance, your friends in the insurance business. Always on, always here for you.
Hey, sports fans, heading up north? Whether you're gearing up for the big game, hosting friends, or winding down after a long day, Hops and Schnapps is your ultimate beverage destination. With one of the largest selections of beer, wine, and spirits in Michigan, featuring over 1,000 options from around the globe, we're your beverage experts. Plus, our friendly team is here to help you find the perfect pick. Visit us in Standish, Grayling, and Gaylord today. Hops and Schnapps, raise your glass, raise your spirits.
Now that's the sound of the season. Hey Midland, if you're looking to score big on holiday cheer, head to the Midland Area Santa House.
That's right. I'm Sharon Mortensen with the Midland Area Community Foundation. The Santa House opens December 2nd through December 23rd on the corner of M20 and Main Street in downtown Midland. It's completely free to visit, and it's made possible by community members just like you.
Free to visit, full of magic, and you can even volunteer as one of Santa's elves.
We'd love your help spreading holiday cheer. Bring your smile, your spirit, and join in the fun.
Make memories, share joy, and celebrate the season at the Midland Area Santa House. Learn more at midlandfoundation.org.
Merry Christmas!
It is the Scholar Athlete of the Month, proudly presented by Fisher Companies here on Sports Radio 100.9, The Mitt. This month's recipient is Brain Schwartzkampf from Calvary Baptist Academy. With a 3.7 GPA, Brain is a two-sport athlete playing basketball and soccer. He owns a lawn business. He's in the choir, mock election, and wants to be a teacher for his career. Brain gained experience with Teachers for Tomorrow.
I started to teach math and tutor kids in that class who were struggling. And then for grammar, I just went around doing spell checks, and I think I taught the class 4 or 5 times. I really enjoyed being able to help the kids out and just impact their life in a way. It was a really cool experience.
Next fall, Braden will continue his academic and athletic career studying and playing basketball at Spring Harbor College. To hear the full interview and nominate a local athlete for our scholarship program, visit 1009themitt.com.
We got a game, boys.
This week on Sunday Night Football.
The leaders in the NFC South and the NFC West clash on SNF. Baker and the 6-4 Bucks head to SoFi Stadium to take on the 8-2 Los Angeles Rams, led by Matt Stafford. Coverage 7:30 Sunday night, presented by Ace Hardware, downtown Midland.
Don't miss a moment right here on Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt.
I'm Ben Bosscher, and here's what I think. I think we're nearing the end of the Jonathan Smith era at Michigan State. I think Scott Harris trading for a half dozen pitchers at the trade deadline is officially a failure considering how the season ended. I think the Detroit Lions are going to give the Packers an astronomical revenge whooping on Thanksgiving later this year. And I think you should listen to The Ben Bosscher Show, weekdays from 9 to noon, presented by Bresky Siding and Building Repair, if you agree or disagree with anything I just said.
For the turkey, Thanksgiving is known by another name. Come with me if you want to live. Judgment Day.
If something moves, you kill it.
We literally murder every fat one. We take all the ones that aren't lean and athletic, and we eat them.
That was delicious.
So I'm sure it's a wonderful holiday for you, but it's quite possibly the most horrifying thing ever for some poor turkey. But hey, happy Thanksgiving. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt. Local sports don't stop when the game ends, and neither do we. 100.9 The Mitt is your digital home for the latest news across the state of Michigan. From high school to college and the pros, it's all on our socials. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Just search 100.9 The Mitt and join the squad. Stay locked in on the latest stats and stories with exclusive video takes from local talent. Sports Radio 100.9 The Mitt.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the MHSAA and the Michigan Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.
Not one, but dose traditions to close out every single show here on the Ben Bosscher Show. The first of those is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
All right, our first tradition, lock of the day, took a little bit of a hit yesterday. We were hot to start the week. 3 straight wins to start the week, but unfortunately, Nico Collins did not have 6 receptions last night.
Yeah,
Really?
more like Neek No Collins, right? Because he didn't get it.
It is surprising when the backup
Get
quarterback
it?
comes in and like targets 2 different receivers more than the main guy. Like, remember, JJ was doing this to start the season too. He's like, I actually really like Addison.
Yeah, or Naylor as well. He would just toss it to Naylor a ton.
And Jefferson's like, hey, idiot, I'm the best receiver in football. Please give me the ball. Nico also got hurt last night. Came out of the game, but then came back in. But I don't know. Him and Davis Mills never really on the same page. So didn't win last night. You got an update on the month, though?
Yeah, dude, I got a big update for you. Well, you're already up on the week. You've won the week. Like you said, you went 3-1. You're about a little bit over 2 units up on the week.
Nice.
So that's big. And big news here, Ben. You are up on the month, literally just barely. 0.03 units up on the month of November, which is good. Next week, we have limited shows, so you're entering a week with not a lot of opportunity to stay above. Is somebody breaking glass back there?
Yes, Sarah's actually throwing glass.
Is somebody breaking in through the window?
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Thank you, Sarah.
Anyways, yeah, so you're a little bit up in the month right now, so this is a big day to stay up above.
I'm getting greedy. I want to win big this week.
Okay.
I'm taking Aaron Gordon to have 8 rebounds tonight. So it's Denver versus Houston. Houston has this monster front court. Steven Adams, Sengun, Kevin Durant, Jabari Smith. They offensive rebound at a better rate than anybody in basketball. So why am I betting on Aaron Gordon to secure?
Yeah, really let us know here.
Why am I betting on Aaron Gordon? Because the Denver's a smart team, man. And if Aaron Gordon is tasked with rebounding the basketball and helping out Jokic, because Jokic is going to need help because the Rockets play 2 centers, right? Jokic, one of the top guys in rebounds. I think he is the top of the league in rebounds per game right now. He's going to need help because the Rockets play 2 centers, which means, hey, Aaron Gordon, we need you to really help secure these rebounds tonight. He's gotten 10 rebounds in each of the last 2 games. I think he's up for the challenge today. 8 rebounds to feed off this Rockets team is plus 250. Is that what it was? Plus 240?
Plus 250.
All he needs is 8 of them. Team player, help out Jokic. It's in the scouting report. Hey, we're going to have to crash the glass because if we don't, Houston's going to eat us up on the offensive boards. So let's make sure we can secure the rebound. Jokic needs some help down there. Aaron Gordon comes to life and saves the Nuggets in that department. Taylor fade.
Prime Video game tonight too, by the way.
I love the primetime games on
Me too.
Amazon Prime. That's an incredible game. I didn't realize that was on Prime. Nuggets versus Houston. That's as good as it gets for a league pass guy.
Yeah, it is. That's an unreal game. So the last 2 games, Aaron Gordon's had double-digit rebounds in both of them. He's got 10 back-to-back.
Yeah.
You know what that would mean, Ben?
He's due to not get it.
He's due to not get it. Yes, I'm going to fade this today. He's only gotten 8+ rebounds in 2 other games on the season on top of those 2 last night. So, so I'm going to fade tonight, but that's okay.
Just from a viewership standpoint, though, Nuggets.
Yeah, Nuggets, Rockets.
Second best offense in the NFL or in the NBA. The defense has been outstanding, too. You get to watch the best player in the NBA go up against this behemoth offensive rebounding specialist team that's caught in the league by storm, number 1 rated offense in the NBA still.
And it's on Prime.
Yeah, the
NBA
Prime coverage
Cup
is incredible.
game.
This is about as good as it gets for a Friday night in the NBA.
Yes.
So I'll be excited to watch that. Is that the late game? Or is that
it's the
7
late
o'clock?
game on Prime. Yep, 9:30. So, but it's 9:30, not 10. So
what's the 7 o'clock game on Prime?
7 o'clock game on Prime is Pacers Cavs.
Ooh, not good.
The 0-8 on the road Pacers are on the road. Yeah, it's tough.
Not very good. All right, that is our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Lock of the day presented by Chauncey Billups. You guys can see Chauncey Billups right here on the YouTube stream. Just search 100.9 The Mitt. Watch us here if you are watching. Appreciate it. And you can see that bright smiles start at Scott Family Dental, where comfort, care, and clean teeth come at a standard. Locally owned by Brandon Scott, a native of the Great Lakes Bay region, the business is family-focused. They treat patients of all ages like kids of their own. From routine checkups to whitenings, crowns, and more, they've got the tools and the gentle touch to keep you smiling bright. Friendly staff, modern tech, zero judgment, even if it's been a while since your last visit. So go ahead and show off those pearly whites. Scott Family Dental has your back and your teeth. Our other tradition is guessing what Colin's going to open with. We didn't really keep score the last couple days. It was mostly like an exhibition match between John and I.
Yeah, just practice rounds.
Yeah.
I get no practice, but I just show up for the games. Got it. Okay, so
not focused.
No, I guess not. So that would keep the score at 32-26.
Yep.
Today, I believe, would be your turn to go first, Ben. It is episode 123. Indeed, it's your turn to go first.
It's definitely going to be on Thursday Night Football, but I'm trying to think of the angle. I think it's Bills-centric. I don't think it's like panic time to push.
Right. You got to pick one or the other here, though, I think. Because it's the only thing to talk about. There's like no other potential
How about this?
Right, outside of Thursday Night Football?
I'm going to say
What's he going to say?
I'm going to say we're in a new era of the AFC. Because the Bills lost, they're going to be a wild card. The Patriots have won the division, and now all of a sudden you're facing Mahomes, who's going to be a wild card, the Josh Allen, who's going to be a wild card. The AFC doesn't necessarily run through the top dogs anymore. The Ravens are struggling. That's going to be the angle I think he takes. Yes, it's centered around Josh Allen's loss last night, but he connects it big picture to an AFC big picture thing rather than just like, hey, here's the Bills lost and here's why.
So what does that give me options to pick?
Anything.
Am I allowed to pick, like, the Bills are in trouble?
Sure. Yeah. I think this is an AFC big picture playoff picture.
Because I don't think it's going to be Houston-centered. It was Davis Mills. Like, I don't.
Right.
What's he going to talk about? Oh, Houston's back. They didn't even have their quarterback.
I think it's playoff picture centered.
Houston defense is awesome. I'm just gonna go with simply the Bills are in trouble.
Okay.
This season. Yeah, that's what I'll go with.
Okay. Let's not forget to listen this time. This one's like a specific.
Let's. I haven't even been here.
Yeah, that's true.
But I do be forgetting to listen sometimes. You know what? Also, I got to say something really quick. I know we don't have time for people to talk about it in the YouTube chat, but has anyone ever woken up in the middle of the night and thought it was the morning? Because that happened to me today. 2 a.m. just popped up out of my bed. I go in the bathroom. I turn on the shower. I'm about to get in it. I'm about to start my coffee pot, and then I like zap out of it, and I was like, "What am I doing? It's 2 a.m."
See, I think the reason that's never happened to me is I don't ever get out of bed without checking what time it is on my phone.
I also usually don't, but I just, for some reason, bam, I'm out of bed this morning, and I was just like,
as if you were startled.
Go. Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's weird.
It was weird, man. I did not enjoy that. Anyways.
No, I can't say that happens to me all that often. Mostly it's the opposite. I'm like, oh, it's like 6 o'clock. I feel like I'm pretty energized, or like 5 o'clock. I feel energized. I should just get up, and then I fall back asleep. All right. Appreciate everyone for tuning in today. Like and subscribe if you haven't already on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We're all there. Just give us a follow. We'd appreciate it. Talk